audiences. You know, people with bills, backaches, responsibilities, and a functioning sense of humor. It contains strong language, stronger opinions, and the kind of jokes that might send the emotionally fragile into a full-blown meltdown. If you're easily offended, perpetually outraged, or think words are violence, this is your cue to clutch your pearls, grab a blankie, and sprint to your nearest safe space. Or, you know, just get in the sea. We won't miss you. For everyone else, buckle up and let's have some laughs.
Rated D for dickhead.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing.
Hello, you dirty little boys. Are you interested in my body?
I'm gonna come.
Nice tits.
A real set of badonkers, packing some Doban hunkeros.
The power of one. The power of two. The power of men.
What's going down, babes? Show me the loving.
Silence! You are too gay to be the doctor.
I'm wonderful, and I'm the most amazing person in the universe.
Exterminate!
These people are making a lot of money, print money, cash,
Money, well,
capitalism.
You're watching Will of the Fans! Let's fucking go!
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Bad news.
Hit the limit. What, do you hate boobs or something?
Till the game turned gay. Suddenly a warrior joining anti-SJWs. Spamming slop, regurgitating other people's news. Yeah, then you milked that Brie Lawson beef even after it was dead, cause you only wanted money to build yourself a shed. When Savage on Jack Murphy laughing at his cuckold shame. Now the mirror's flipped on you, commas calling out your name. Irony overload. The hunter's now the prey. Hundreds of videos roasting you the exact same way. Porn sick, alcoholic cuck, grifting free speech all day. Now you beg to shut it down, cause you don't like what they say. Reddit forced cream pie tabs and hardcore slips on X. Accidentally showed your stash, what a classy flex. Flaunting deviant nights while your best friend's the bull. Poor wife wasted prime years on your empty drunken skull. Claim you're rich, blue millions chasing junk with zero plan. No kids, no purpose, just a bit of lonely man. Irony overload. The hunter's now the prey. Hundreds of videos roasting you the exact same way. Degenerate fake ways. The freedom flag so loud until PPP and Warski drag your filth out in the crowd. Christian saint never got inside. Now the house is turning tables, exposing every lie, and you scramble to cancel them hypocrites. Say goodbye over love. Porn sick alcoholic wreck over love. Cuck who flaunts it all, getting scammed on magic decks. You did exactly this too when you had the higher ground. Now you wanna take their voice, 'cause the grift has turned around. Fake warrior, late to the fight, cuck supreme. Irony's a bitch. Oh, live the dream.
Engines roar through the ash gray skies. The wasteland burns, but hope won't die. Every screen's a twisted lie, built to break us, make us comply. They poison the heroes, rewrite the tales, turn legends to dust, leave us frail. But we're not done, we won't bow down. Through the wreckage, we'll take the crown. Steel hearts ignite, fire in our veins. Freedom's calling, breaking the chains. They can't erase what we already know. Hyperdrive now, let's fucking go. Hyperdrive time, we're burning the night. Blazing through shadows, our stories ignite. Will all the fans come ride with me as we laugh at foolish hypocrisy? Hyperdrive time, it's now or it's never, as long as they rule and fucking go forever. Forever. Oh, forever. Forever. Go forever.
Yeah, hello everybody. Hello, wow, my face is so white today. That's because I had a shave and now I look really crazy. Wow. Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Hyperdrive Time. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time once again for us to peruse the internet. We will be going deep into the rabbit holes of craziness, of course, as always. Ladies and gentlemen, and nothing in between, welcome back to another voyage of discovery, racing through the wastes of the internet to the further reaches of your sanity, on a never-ending quest to rid the universe of absolute bollocks wherever we find it.
What the hell is even that?
My name's Will, that's Will of the Fans, you know the drill, and of course it is Hyperdrive Time everywhere, because it is drive time theoretically somewhere, possibly in the UK right about now. But anyway, yes, there's a lot of things going on at the moment, but before we start, please ensure you keep your brains inside the vehicle at all times, with your eyeballs firmly screwed to the screen, unless you just want to lurk and listen, in which case I understand, however there is a toll. No, I'm kidding. Of course not. That's ridiculous. There's a limit, though, and if you could help me hit it, that would be the most glorious thing in the whole of YouTube, because I need it.
Hit the limit. What, do you hate boobs or something?
Oh, yes. Now, who's in the chat? We got some people here already. It's nice to see you guys. Before, of course, I get into it, we're going to be talking about various topics today. I got to kill this light a bit. It's fucking crazy. Everything's so white. It's maddening. I look insane. All right. We have got, obviously, more quartering. There's just so much fucking quartering to go over, and it never stops. Apparently he's apologized now, but he hasn't really apologized. He sort of did lip service to an apology. He wrote like this big paragraph of stuff, and at no point during the apology did he ever actually really truly honestly apologize for anything that he said or done in the last few days. So of course I'm not buying it. And you know who else ain't buying it? Brittany Venti, of course. She said she was going to go scorched earth in the absence of Jeremy himself going scorched earth, and she actually did. Watched a fair bit of that myself earlier on, and we're going to go ahead and take a little look-see ourselves towards the back end of the stream. But of course, there's a lot more to talk about besides just one fat, useless, lazy, retarded, lazy grifter. And that, of course, would be gaming and pop culture news. The reason the channel was created in the first place, but hey, you know, whatever. People want to see me talk about internet drama, then I'll talk about internet drama all day long. It's kind of funny, actually. A 40-year-old man weighing in on the affairs of a bunch of people who you would think, with this kind of cringe storytelling going on, would be in their 20s, but no, they're in their fucking 40s as well. So, there you go. But yes, we've also got some updates about Crimson Desert. I haven't actually been able to play that game now for about 5 days, and I am itching to. Fortunately, we hit the limit yesterday, so I will very likely be going live after this stream ends, for a while anyway, to play some Crimson Desert. And I know some of you guys will probably be watching a Rhoda show if there is one today, in which case, sometimes people split screen, which is fucking hilarious, and they just watch me while Rhoda's stream is playing audio, and I'm like, all right, you're gonna do that? You go right ahead and do that. Sounds good, actually. A lot of people just go ahead and slap all these things together into a thing they call a video, and then they put them out on the internet. I used to do things like that as well, but I didn't have time today, unfortunately. Because I have now got, and I know this is kind of a personal thing, but it's a story the internet knows about. At this stage, there are now 3 babies, 2 children, my wife and her 2 sisters, me and the other guy would be the 2 husbands and 2 nephews who are adults, all in my house, staying here at the moment. And it's fucking crazy. I got mouths to feed, people. Help me hit the limit, please. Anyway, it's a crazy time. It's a crazy time in Casa de Will. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk a little bit about the Crimson Desert situation, because they are adding new updates to it all the time. We've all been watching this go ahead, and a partridge in a pear tree. You're right, Rhoda. You're right, bro. We've been watching as people have been melting down about Crimson Desert's various strength-to-strength success, as it's been going from that game nobody understood, except for the people who obviously got it, because they did understand, because the trailers weren't fucking cute, like, cryptic in any way. It was really quite simple to understand what Crimson Desert was. It was exactly what it was portrayed as. And they just aren't used to that in the journalism sphere, because, of course, they think, hey, we have to be deceptive with all our trailers. We have to put out fake footage and things like that. That's how the AAA system does it, of course, especially Ubisoft. But not these guys, not these Korean guys. They're like, hey, would we like to get people to play this game? Yes. Okay, so what should we do? Should we show them the game, or should we show them something else entirely? We should show them the game. Exactly. That's exactly what they did, and that's why people are appreciating it. But the game is just fantastic, and now it looks like there are a lot of extra additions coming up on the horizon, so we're going to take a look at some of them. We also have got concrete evidence now that the budget for Marathon was pretty much what I said it was, $200 million, and that means that the player numbers are not going to look very good for that fucking game. Lilith says, Will looks like Stuart Little. Oh, because my ears? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well. At least people get to see my face, Lilith. Just saying. Anyway, there we go. We got some Cyberpunk news. Apparently, it's now essential on PS5. Not that the PS5 itself is essential. And some copyright shit between James Bond and I know some of you will remember this if you're as old as I am. James Pond. Yeah. So there we go. Anyway, Lilith says, yeah, Will, I showed face at select peoples. You know that's not what I meant. Anyway, there we go. We also have some Microsoft cringe, various other things like that. We'll see if we have time for it, but of course, plenty of quartering. And if there's time, and we hit the limit, there's still plenty of other wankers that we didn't get time for this week. Because we didn't get time for them. Because of the quartering shit. So we still got some Hassan stuff. We still got some iDub stuff. And I'll go over all of this if we can get ourselves over there. Metal Life 365 says, hell yeah, I had a James Pond game for the Genesis back in the day. I bet you did. We all played at least one James Pond game. Whether it was that one or RoboCod. That was a good one. It was kind of outrageous back in the day. When you think about it, what you could get away with. That's the sort of thing that would never fly today. It just wouldn't. Not in a game, anyway. You'd have to pay people off. You couldn't just make something. We didn't even finish Jer, says Rhoda. There was so much, exactly. And it's just kept coming. It's just kept going. We stopped at our logical point, though, which was when we had proven that he was trying to extort them through Josh Moon with his mafia tactics in the DMs. That's how it went. Anyway, shout outs to everybody who is in the chat. Obviously, Rhoda's here. We have got... I can never say this one because it's borderline gibberish. Has been BXS edits. Thank you. Says, hi, Jackbox is going to be on Netflix. Really? Huh. That's not surprising at all, actually. That's exactly the kind of game that should be on Netflix. Yeah. Why not? And, of course, we've also got another message from you saying you just emailed Delta Goodrim. Wow, that's a name I haven't heard in 20 years. To try and make a remix of a Eurovision song, wish me luck. You keep messaging me in the chat about wanting to remix Eurovision songs. Okay, cool. Good luck. Rhoda is still here. Derek Smith is here. St. Hugo is here. And we'll get to you in just a second, pal. Sonia Lizette is here. Representing for the ladies. There you go, dear. I thought you'd like that. Anyway, what else we got? We got Rhoda, of course, again. Grufus, Lilith, of course, I've already had my dealings with. Sardok. And we're more or less up to date. Anyone else I haven't shouted out yet? I don't think so. I don't think so. No, we're good. We're good. And there's plenty of other people here too. So thank you very much for being here. We are going to get into the stream in just a few seconds and... shout out to you. Before we do that, though, of course, we have the limit, and I would appreciate it if you guys would help me to fill it. St. Hugo got the right idea. He has gifted one for the Grid Force and my little darlings, the princesses of the fans.
Help me create the future of the white race.
Oh, yeah, baby. Thank you so much for that. Also, St. Hugo for €2. That's some potent currency right there. Says, how about checking out the new NMS update a bit? That would be No Man's Sky, I assume. Yeah, I actually did just have a brief look at that because I thought, and I'm not joking here, I genuinely thought that I had fucking hallucinated that there was Pokemon in No Man's Sky now. I thought I had dreamt that. I wrote that off as something silly that must have come to me in a dream or something. So, yeah, let's have a look at that, shall we, as well? We'll definitely get to that in a little while. First, I want to do Crimson Desert, though, because we should, really. We really should. Here's the top story, of course. Besides, you know, Jeremy and Brittany sitting in a tree, beating the fuck out of each other. Well, no, it's not actually that way at all. It's the quartering, cowering, turning tail, and apologizing, and Brittany saying, we do not accept. Jeremy, you fucking lying snake. And you pervert, you lazy, grifting bastard. And if you want to know what I really think about him, you can watch me completely melt down in the middle of last night's stream. Somewhere towards the end, actually, when I just finally said what I really think about this fucking lazy piece of crap. Who really never deserved to have anywhere near the success that he had by just gaming the algorithm and pumping out slop. Nobody's favorite tuber. That's it. That's all I have really to say now. But, yeah, we'll get into all of that. Thank you very much, St. Hugo. for the €2. Appreciate you for that, man. Legend. Guys, if you could, keep them coming. I'll be very happy to answer your super chats and, of course, be grateful to receive memberships and stuff like that for all of you guys who want to use the emojis. And trying to figure it out over the next week or two, a newish sort of schedule that will allow me to do a member stream on top of other things that I'm, of course, also doing, so that we can get back to having member streams. And as was recommended to me by Majors Guild, there should be like call-in options, things like that. And I haven't quite figured out the logistics yet because, you know, it should be something that's only available in the Discord and only available to certain members and blah, 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 blah. But there you go. Anyway, that will be what we're doing. So I hope you're going to be here for the long haul. I'm going to be here. So should you. Okay, let's begin with le content, as the frogs would say. We've got this news right here, which I'm very happy to report. The dev update from Pearl Abyss on Crimson freaking Desert. This game is glorious, and it just keeps getting better. Unbelievably, I think, with the benefit of hindsight now, it's been 3 weeks since the game came out. It feels like a lot longer, actually. It's been quite the saga, really. The devs have more or less reacted as if they dropped a clanger on the release. They didn't. They absolutely dropped a banger on a release. But then, of course, came the waves of hate reviews from the mainstream gaming journalism space, which we can't trust as far as we can throw them. And they've reacted by, I don't know if they would have done all these patches as fast as they have, but they have done them, and we are very grateful. They've been patching in all kinds of little control tweaks and things like that to make the game a little bit more palatable for people who don't have the patience that it usually takes to get into a game like this. Funny though, no one ever said anything about Zelda when they changed to this style of gaming, but well, it is what it is, I suppose. Anyway, they have done what they've done. It's made the game better for a lot of people. And if you want to, you can just jump in now and probably play it a lot easier than you used to be able to. But they're not stopping there. There's stuff you can do everywhere. So, it says here, and we'll zoom in a bit. Fellow Greymanes, it's hard to believe that it's been nearly 3 weeks since we first welcomed you to Pywell. Over that time, we've been closely following your adventures, discussions, and feedback, and you know, a lot of companies will say that they have been doing that. These guys, I fucking believe they've been doing exactly that. Because unlike your Ubisofts, your Activisions, your EAs, etc., they actually action on almost everything that people have complained about. Complain about it enough and it will happen. I was complaining for over a week and a half about we need to have fucking visibility settings for helmets so that you can run around and actually see Cliff's head. Some people don't want to watch a fucking faceless guy running around for hours and hours and hours. Some guys want to see the face. I'm one of those people. I like to see the character. I like to see the character's reactions to things in the world. But I don't want to lose the benefit of having a fucking helmet for defense points, so make them visibility optional. They did. It was in the 3rd patch that they removed. Of course, Sardok is here once again just to remind us that he's the last living person on the face of the earth who still can't get over the fact that they've got Denuvo in this game. Poor guy, man. Like, honest to God, Denuvo, the biggest problem people have with Denuvo is the fact that it bricks people's PCs and fucks them up and makes the game crash. None of this has happened with this game. So, if that's a representative of Denuvo coming in and basically just doing what all DRM does, it makes it so you can't stream cutscenes, or at least that they'll get cut out in the replays of the streams. It also affects things like your ability to, well, it's just anti-piracy shit, but it doesn't really work. It's actually just stupid. I hate fucking Denuvo myself. But the biggest problem anyone's ever had with Denuvo is the simple fact that it just fucks with people's PCs to such an extent that it renders games almost unplayable. The thing is, none of that applies with Crimson Desert. So just get the game, buddy. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't want you to miss out on this game, and I certainly don't want. I don't want you to have to compromise, but when there's nothing that's actually negative going to happen as a result of Denuvo being there, I don't know. All it's basically doing is temporarily turning your PC into a console in terms of DRM, because if you play on PlayStation or you play on Sega, and well, not Sega, but if you play on Nintendo these days, even last gen or the gen before that, same with Sony, Microsoft, blah, 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 you are going to have dealt with DRM. You're just not interested in installing more bloat already existing Windows 11 bloat. Well, you need to get yourself that James OP video, and or a little program called what's it called? Microslop or something, or Winslop. Winslop. Let me show you what I mean. Just as an aside, because you know we're all friends here. This thing will clean your Windows 11 from all of their crap. Though, if you want my true opinion, I would go with James. He knows a lot more about this stuff. He's much more of an expert in it than most of us usually are. You know? And so, I would strongly recommend... There we go. Anyway, I'm going to just make sure he knows we're live. So there we go. Maybe he'll pop in and talk to you about that. But I just don't think they're going to get rid of Denuvo. I think they're gonna make sure that this has Denuvo on it forever. What they have done though, of course, is again optimized it to the point where it's going to work really, really well. And I just don't see it as that much of an issue. There was a time when I would have said, yeah, no way I'm playing this if it has Denuvo on it. But if it's not going to fuck my PC up... Or you know what you could also do is just straight downgrade to Windows 10. Just straight up download Windows 10 and reinstall that. But the de-bloating steps are all very possible and can be done in the installation. Then you're free to install Denuvo and Crimson Desert and join the fucking online sensation of talking about the shit that you've seen in Pywell. Anyway, besides all that, we've especially loved seeing the stories you've been creating across Pywell, and yes, including many adorable cat screenshots. Ah, buddy. I've had cats my whole life. I have. I've had cats my whole life. Every pet I've ever had has been a cat. So I'll just put these back where they were. And I just don't see the... I don't see the need to, like, obsess over them in gaming. Because I have a cat, you know, I'm just like, hey, I've got a cat, pet, feed, clean up poop. And open and shut doors. That's mostly what it's like to have a cat. And then there's people who are just like, oh my god, there's a cat in the game, I got screenshots of cats. I don't get it. I do not get it. I'm like, okay, but they're just pixels, you know. Okay, anyway, whatever. We also want to give a special shout out to those of you earning your Pywell Legend trophies and achievements. You have our sincere admiration. Which one's the Pywell Legend? It represents a massive rare accomplishment with 0.009% earning it, 0.009%. Requiring over 350 hours for full map exploration, quest completion, and mastery of all combat. What the fuck? That's crazy. That's crazy. Why have people done that already? It's been 3 weeks. If you've got over 350 hours in this game, you have spent 2/3 of that time playing this game. That means you've only played it, ate, and slept. Like, there's 168 hours in a week. How many hours in 3? Let's see. I can't be bothered. 504. And you've spent 350 of them playing Crimson Desert. Okay, like, I get it. It's great. But that's a little excessive. By anyone's standards. Anyway, whatever. Hey, speak of the devil and they shall appear. James OP is here himself saying, for $10, Western devs used to listen to gamers. They used to be gamers. Mass Effect 3 is when that all changed. Is it? Is that the crystallizing moment? That is, that's a fair point. That was a very controversial game. It was about the time I remember I used to be watching Jim Sterling at the time, back when he was, you know, a man. Well, he's still a man. But when he was calling himself a man, and he wasn't yelling at gamers, he was yelling at companies for the most part. And I remember distinctly, that was one of the first videos he did where he started shitting on gamers. I think, actually, I'm not sure anymore. But that was around about the time that he started shitting on gamers. It was right before Gamergate. So, yeah. Anyway, that's true. There used to be gamers. They're not anymore. I mean, indie devs are. Mass Effect 3 is when that all changed. ME3 is when developers and journalists turned on gamers and told them they don't matter. Yeah, that does sound like it might be the earliest one, yeah. Christ. Was it really Mass Effect 3, huh? You know, I'm going to look into that. Because I do like to be something of a historian of this whole thing. So if that is the actual moment, the actual crystallization of the fucking, like the dam bursting when it came to the parties tolerating each other, then kind of interesting that, yeah. Anyway, wow, thank you very much for $10.
Drop it.
Yeah, all right, thank you very much. Okay, appreciate you for that, buddy. That is much appreciated, actually. I think that is what, we're at 15% or something now. Yeah. Okay, so going on then, it's that's pretty impressive, I suppose. That's like the I have 0 life achievement, but hey, whatever. Watching everyone's journeys unfold since launch has meant a great deal to us, and we're truly grateful for your dedication and support. Today, we're here to share a preview of some of the new features and content currently in development shaped by your feedback, including a variety of content for those looking for more ways to enjoy the game, and those who want to further challenge themselves. Our goal is to roll these updates out gradually from April through June. That's fucking fast. New content and features. There'll be new challenges so you can continue testing yourself throughout your journey across Pywell. Excellent. Even harder stuff. That's what they need to do. They need to bring like more difficulty to it because they've had to nerf the difficulty somewhat in the early stages. So they need to add crazy difficulty at the end. The powerful bosses you encountered across Crimson Desert are waiting to challenge you once again. Alright, you got boss rematches. With boss rematches, you'll have the opportunity to face off against any boss again, test how much you've grown, and further refine your own combat style through different strategies and approaches. Cool. Reblockading. What? Peace is fleeting and darkness does not retreat so easily. Enemy remnants are waiting for their chance to reclaim liberated locations. Oh god, no. Please, no. I'm nowhere near. That should be like when you get to a certain point. Otherwise, you're just never done. Drive out the forces that have seized these locations once more and continue proving the strength of the Greymanes. A difficulty settings feature will be added so everyone from new Greymanes to more advanced can enjoy the adventure at a level that suits them best. Well, fair enough, I suppose. A lot of people will get up in arms about that. I'm not going to. Although I would argue that you do not need an easy for this game. You just need normal and hard. And then probably very hard. But whatever. We're also working on new combat-focused content, so stay tuned. Well, that war I fought through in the last stream was fucking epic, so that'll be pretty cool. Improvements on character play. New skills for Damien and Unka. We fully understand your feedback about the need for Damien and Unka to have skills comparable to Force Palm and Axiom Force. Yeah, what if you want to go fight a boss and you need Force Palm to subdue it? To address this, both characters will receive new abilities equivalent to those skills. A new option to hide the weapons on your character's back will be added, so certain equipment worn on your back won't break immersion during combat. That's kind of cool, I suppose, yeah. A lot of people do like to glam up their characters and not want to see the weapons all the time on their back. Me, I like having the weapons on the back. I remember when I was a kid and playing like 8-bit and 16-bit action-adventure games and RPGs and being like, but I changed my gear. Why does he still dress the same? Why hasn't his sword changed? You know? And then they started to do things like that by the end of the PlayStation era. So I didn't complain as much. And it's carried on since there to now, where you look completely different with every set of gear. But yeah, back then I used to want that stuff, and I wanted to see the weapons on their backs, and I wanted to, you know, I always was like, why doesn't Cloud have his giant sword on his back the entire way through the game? And to be fair, that's probably the one thing that I think they got right with the Final Fantasy VII Remake series. New outfits for characters will be added. Additionally, certain outfits that can only be sold or donated will be updated so they can also be worn. Alright, yeah, cool. There's lots of them. You get a lot of, like, busted, broken crap that you can only sell. Although, to be fair, I kind of like that. There's enough stuff in this game already. I don't need more options. But there you go, anyway. New specialized storage, food storage. We plan to add new food storage from which you can directly take out ingredients for use in cooking. When preparing meals, you'll be able to use ingredients from both your food storage and your inventory. Yes! Hallelujah! God damn! Yes, that is the kind of thing that needs to be done. That is exactly the kind of thing that's been driving me nuts for ages. Is like, do I keep the stuff in storage? Do I carry it with me in case I need to suddenly cook something? Just make it so I can have a fucking fridge. Even if I can only do that in my own camp, like, that would actually make sense. I'll just go back to camp to cook my food, you know? And teleport back to where I was when I'm done. That would be fine, actually. That would be entirely fine. Just to be able to cook the stuff and have all of my food at my disposal, whether it's on my person or in my fridge, you know? Wardrobe. A new wardrobe storage would be added so you can store your headgear, armor, gloves, and footwear and cloaks. So this is great, too. This is great because, again, you get so much tat, so many duplicate items and weapons and things like that as well, that it just a little bit of streamlining. Every RPG needs this, by the way. It's not just Crimson Desert, but Crimson Desert is especially bad for it. Like, oh, which sword am I equipped with? Because, you know, any sword in your inventory becomes immediately equipable in the Hot Wheel, whatever. So you end up cycling through like 15 fucking swords, and they're all useless crap until you get to the one you actually want. Gatherable storage. A new gatherable storage will be yeah, cool. Like fucking insect, stones, ores, and more. Perfect. Nice, that's what we want. And collection storage will be added, giving you a place to keep quest items tied to your adventures along with recipes and other adventures. Nice. That's just great. That's a total overhaul of the storage system to make it categorized. Love it. As long as they're all next to each other, you know, so I don't have to go far between them. That would be nice. I think it's time to realize that a lot of us are, you know, middle-aged at this point and older. And we don't have time to be fucking around in our inventories all the time. We just want to play the game, you know? James OP is back for another $5. Thank you, sir. Says, if you want to clean up all of the BS on your PC or fresh bare bones install, use https://christitus.com. Chris Titus, yeah. He has a paid and a free version that are identical. Like WinZip. Gotta love it. There you go. That's your thing. christitus.com. As recommended by a guy that I absolutely trust on this stuff. So there you go, chat. If you want to clear up the bloat on your PC, that's how you're going to go about doing it. Beautiful. Thank you so much. And for $5.
Thank you for $5.
Yay! All right. This is great. Doing all right. We got, what, 20% now? Yay! See if we can get there. I'm going to try working on some new boober videos fairly soon, by the way. But it does take time, so you're going to have to give me, like, a month. Hopefully you're not bored with the ones we've got at the moment, though. They're all pretty great. And if you got any more recommendations, you let me know. Alright, so different storages. Pets and mounts. More summonable mounts and new pets will be added. Also, in addition to those existing horse tag sets, dedicated armor for other mounts is also being planned. Sweet. I still haven't had time to go anywhere near that yet. It's going to take me all year to play this game. I'm sorry, but it is. I was one of the first to start it. I'll be one of the last to finish it. System and graphics improvements, UI improvements. To improve legibility, we'll be adding a minimum font size adjustment option Since Crimson Desert supports 14 UI languages, fully optimizing this feature across all of them will take some time, but we plan to introduce it first to help make the game more comfortable to play. We also plan to continue using various UI elements and quality of life features, including improvements to the map, inventory, and housing. The map is a little janky. It is a little janky. We are carefully reviewing your feedback about controls. To provide a better gameplay experience, we plan to add... Excuse me. What's going on here? Customization options for certain controller inputs. We will also expand the range of configurable keys for keyboard and mouse to improve usability. This all sounds fucking gravy. We're working on enhancing the realism of distant backgrounds so you can enjoy Pywell's landscapes. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's better in the second one. Slightly more believable. Yeah. How you doing that? In greater depth, please note the patch size may be somewhat larger due to improvements to how distant scenery changes and the quality of rendering under different conditions. Take a look at the image below for a preview of how Pywell will look after the update. Fair enough. What we got here then? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's nice. It's nice now, but... Oh, yeah, look at that. There's actually extra detail on those cliffs. Fucking hell. They're actually going to make it look even better. Jesus Christ. And for those who missed the announcement, we'll be releasing a Crimson Desert OST. The OST will be available for free on Steam and will also be released on major global music streaming platforms, so stay tuned. Fucking epic. The music's really good in this. Is that it? I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah. But that's good. Those are significant increased upgrades and improvements to the game, to the UI, to the quality of life, to everything that's associated with playing the bloody thing. So, yeah, I haven't seen a dev this dedicated in a long time to continuing to support this thing after it comes out. You know, they have done it. There's been others recently too, but to this extent, not sure. I think actually the only real comparison I have would be No Man's Sky, because obviously Hello Games has never given up on that, like not for a second. So yeah, that might be a thing. Anyway, we do actually have No Man's Sky to talk about, as recommended to us by St. Hugo. So let's take a look at this then. As it stands right now, they're adding Xeno Arena. Okay. It does kind of look a lot like Pokemon, doesn't it? Even got the camera angles right. Xeno Arena, introducing update 6.3. No Man's Sky Xeno Arena introduces turn-based creature battles. Turn-based? No way. Hang on. We got a super chat. Let's acknowledge that one. Zelosi for $5, thank you. Says, funnily enough, they managed to mod in a character creator into CD. I did see that. I'm still trying to figure out how to get to the fucking barbershop. But there are so many annoying quests that kind of block each other off, I found. I was getting really annoyed with the fucking poker one, where you gotta play that annoying game that's a bit like poker. In the end, the first time I've done it for the game, in any way, shape, or form, I just ended up watching somebody's YouTube video on, like, how the fucking game works. Because it's not that I can't play poker. I'm quite good at poker, I guess. But the scoring's different. It's phrased really badly. It doesn't do a good job of explaining it. There's no explanation of what the yellow versus the red cards sticks mean, by the way. And lots of things like that. I think I can't be the only person in gaming who was like, I really can't be fucking bothered to sit down and try and win 3 games of this. And then I won 3 in a row, so, you know, I got pretty good. Yeah, Hypno said he'll do it later. That's exactly what I said, yeah. I'm not doing this now. But I did eventually sit down and get it done. It was annoying, but I did it. Thank you very much, though, for $5. I hope I will eventually find the barbershop and clean up Cliff a bit. Never know. What I really want, I want to be able to give him a baseball cap. Because, you know, why not, right? If I can make his beard red, then I should be able to give him a hat too, right? So that he actually looks like me. Otherwise, my only choice is to give him a fucking skinhead, you know? So, there you go. Which apparently you can't even do. So, there you go. But anyway, thank you for 5. Appreciate you very much.
Thank you for $5.
Boom, baby. And just like that, we're at 30%. Look at that. Thank you very much. Love, 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 love. Big love. All right. Thank you. So, I got to watch this. I definitely got to watch this. Let's go to YouTube and have a look at it. All right. Hold on. Okay.
Introducing No Man's Sky, Kino Arena. Find, train,
So it is Pokemon.
and battle your pets for the ultimate rewards.
See, I first played No Man's Sky when it launched, and I thought, this is fun. A little repetitive, kind of empty, but fun. It's not as good as the trailers made it look, but I'm not gonna, like, crucify it as much as everybody else. Disappointing a bit, yeah. But, oh well, I suppose. And I was way too kind, really, but now I don't think there's anyone on this planet who can be ever kind enough to Hello Games. 10 years of non-stop, constant, free updates, turning this into one of the most fucking detailed games in all of gaming. There's so much in this game now, it's actually intimidating to start. It's almost the One Piece of video games at this point, you know? Last time I tried to play it was about 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, it was 2022, I believe. And I played it for about 2 weeks and had an absolute blast, but then I ended up having to get on with other things because I just didn't have time. But it, oh God, it was glorious. So I'd like to play it again. I definitely would. And this looks fucking interesting because, you know, I'm a big Pokemon fan.
Rewards. Assemble your team. And
So do you
discover
actually
new
catch them?
species with rare abilities. Complete your
God damn, you have to be really confident in what you've added to this game to turn them into pseudo characters that you can play as. Like, you're gonna have to be really, really, really fucking confident.
pet log.
I really wish that there was like a multiplayer mode. This game just screams that you need it. Like, play on this server and just run around and meet your friends and stuff. That would... I don't know if they have added that, because I can't keep up with all the stuff they've added. But I would love that.
Genetically modify your eggs.
Eggs?
And battle with friends. Together, your bond can overcome anything.
I guess you can do it with other
Take
players.
on daily challenges in the arena. Journey across the galaxy and face...
The fact that this game exists and is what it is at this point, by the way, now, is just insane. It's just insane. I'm going to play this Pokemon sim, okay? And then, oh, I need a new one. I'm going to get in my spaceship and fly to any one of a billion planets. To, oh, man, what a game. It's so, so high concept.
New competitors. Battle together and reach for the stars in Xeno Arena. The No Man's Sky journey continues.
This is crazy. It's crazy the shit that they do in this game now. My God. Creature battles. Adopt the wild fauna roaming planetary landscapes and assemble them into battle teams to fight in simulated combat. Each creature has a unique set of battle moves ranging from straightforward attacks to powerful status attacks. It's a fucking Pokemon! And will perform differently based on their personality, battle traits, and personality. They've even got personalities in here. Like fucking Pokemon. They've always had eggs, I couldn't remember. Hundreds of battle abilities, Species and native climate of the creature will shape its catalog of battle abilities, deal devastating attacks, heal away injuries, cripple your opponents. It's just all the games and not enough time to play them. Okay, so megaton beam. That sounds good. Morphogenetics. So it's spore now too? Earn experience through battle to unlock genetic mutations for your creatures. So evolutions. Veteran battlers have the opportunity to enhance the likelihood of moving first and dodging incoming attacks to increase the durability in battle and to up their... Okay, so not exactly evolutions, but stat increases. That's cool. Fucking weird creatures, aren't they? God damn, I gotta get into this game more. Maybe I'll just give it to one of my kids and be like, here, figure this out, will you? Show me what you can come up with. You've got 6 months. Go. I have played No Man's Sky quite, like, not as extensively as I'd like to have, but yeah, I gotta get back on this game. I gotta get back on this fucking game. I played it originally on PlayStation 5, but I ended up picking it up again for Steam and playing it with keyboard and mouse. And it took me a little while to get used to. Problem is, every time I don't play it, I forget how to play it. So I end up having to learn all the fucking controls again. But whatever, anyway. Hollow Arena Tables. Beloved creature companions. With Star Wars reference, by the way, with the dartboard style table. Circular chessboard looking thing. Beloved creature companions can engage in safe holographic combat against other creatures at Hollow Arena Tables, now found at planetary buildings, space stations, some planetary settlements, and aboard the Space Anomaly. The fuck's the Space Anomaly? A new traveler arrives. Iteration Oceanus, the Collector, has made the Space Anomaly their new home. They eagerly await the company of fellow creature creators, hoping to share their enthusiasm for games and strategy. Okay, cool. Refine your tactics. Amass a broad array of creatures to form battle teams for any tactical situation. Inspect the strengths and weaknesses of the opposing team, and deploy your creatures wisely. Fire-based companions may excel against frozen creatures, but find themselves vulnerable to radioactive attacks. There are 8 affinities to learn. Experiment to discover your favorite synergies. It's Pokemon! Look at this! It's fucking Pokemon! Oh my god. The Egg Sequencer. Create a legacy of champions. Oh, this is like me fucking breeding and EV training my Black Charizard until I had 3 generations of Black Charizards that were fucking unbeatable. 600 hours? Not 5,600 hours? Yeah, okay, that would be crazy. How many weeks is 5,600 hours? I'm going to look it up. Hang on. That's like over half a year of consistent play. Oh my god. Egg, sequencer, genetic input, catalyst, embryo status. Okay. Modify the offspring of your creatures. Their personalities will increase their... So, yeah, this is just selective breeding like in Pokemon. Arena League medals. A new faction's been added to the catalog and guide the Arena League. Achieve excellence in battle and blah, 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 blah. My god. My god. Expanded companion register. The number of tamed creatures has increased from 18 to 30. Collect a wider range of fauna as you explore the universe for both companionship and battle. I've seen these little fuckers. This game is so much now. It's actually insane. Honestly, there's nothing I can say positive enough about Hello Games. Like, the shit that they've done, the stuff that they've created, the stuff they've added. Daily challenges, guidance missions, medal. Play and ascend. What's that? Pin medal? Oh, right. Play and ascend. Invited to play against challenging opponents. Earn nanites to accelerate your journey. Gene-altering retroviral pellets to more efficiently upgrade the battle traits of creature companions. Good lord. What the fuck is that, Darth Vader? That's Dark Helmet. Tiles for battle achievements, of course. Unique companion prizes. Didn't they do this in like in like World of Warcraft a while ago? Like a few years ago? I feel like they did, but no one cared. Hopefully it goes better with this. Sounds cool though. Fucking hell. That's madness. They've added so much. Good God. Seriously, there's just no praise high enough for Hello Games. They never gave up. They just doggedly stuck to their guns and kept adding more and more and more. Right now, right this second, I want to play No Man's Sky more than I want to play Crimson Desert. Crazy. Anyway, one day. I suppose it is what it is, eh? But there we go. Anyway, thank you very much for being here, guys, ladies and gentlemen. 32 people watching. Wow, that's actually pretty good for me. That doesn't happen very often. Did we get raided or something? Or are people just here for the quartering? Probably just here for the quartering. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Just give me a little while because we've got more to talk about than that. But in the meantime, thank you for...
Hit the limit. What, do you hate boobs or something?
Oh, God. All right. Let's have a look at this then. This is faintly ridiculous, but nonetheless, 100% fucking exactly what I said. Marathon. Remember Marathon? Came out about a month ago. Within a week, no one cared. You know, because Crimson Desert came out. Marathon, the game that... Oh, wow, that went down. Development reportedly cost over $200 million. $200 million. Now, I said it was $200 million or $250 million. I think it was $250 million that I heard. But I can't quite remember. But I did put out a video not that long ago about that. And, well, frankly, it's ridiculous. Marathon's development budget exceeded $200 million and likely even more, according to what recent analysis. So they're finally admitting it, basically. The journalists are finally saying what we already fucking knew, because we did know this a long time ago. We found out that there was no fucking chance for this game because they made it too fucking boring and too fucking crazy for even $40 to make it attractive. Yeah, here you go. Look, hang on. Here's my video. See, what did I say in it? The coverage softens, and the audience is left to figure out things on its own, which brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, the money. Oh. And stick around. Look at you. This gets funny. You need a shave. Marathon costs $40. Valve takes roughly 30% of the Steam sales. Sony and Bungie split the remaining revenue. If Marathon reportedly cost around $250 million... That's what I heard. It was $250 million. That's what I heard. But let's have a look anyway. Dollars to develop. A number widely circulated in industry discussions. The game would need to sell Fuck, I hate my voice. Close to 9 million copies just to break even. God knows if that's before marketing costs or ongoing development. And remember, Sony paid $3.6 billion to acquire Bungie in the first place. This is just unfair, but I did it anyway. At that scale, expectations are not modest, they become astronomical. This is just me kicking them in the balls. Would in fact require Bungie to sell 137,500,000 copies of Marathon. Now, of course, this is silly. Yeah, indeed, yeah. But there you go. That's what I said at the time, and now we're here. And they were actually admitting that it cost over 200 million, but it was 250. I guarantee it. So there we go. Bungie's Extraction shooter finally made it to the world a little over a month ago. So far, things have been good, but not great. Are you sure? Are you really sure about that? Because I don't believe for a fucking second that things have been good. Look at this. Look at this. Right now, most played games. Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, PUBG, Slay the Spire 2, 5M, Rust. Rust is peaking right now because of the rumor that the sequel was shadow dropped, but actually it's just a blank page. We're not really sure what's going on there. It's either a mistake or a troll or both. Crimson Desert, of course, Now rounding out around about the 150 range per day, which is admirable, fair, in fact. Apex Legends Bongo Cat Arc Raiders, Arc Raiders is still fucking consistently getting in 6 figures a day. It's absurd. Where's Marathon? Oh, it's not there. It's not there at all. Is it anywhere? No. 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 Okay, well, let's have a look then. What we got? Oh, shit. So we're looking at a daily low point, a high point. 36,000, 33,000, 31,000, 27,000, 27,000, 25,000, 26,000. Oh, shit. Low points, 13, 13, 10. That was the server switch. So 8, 8, 7, 7, 8, 2. Now, I know what the people who defend this trash are going to say. I know what they're going to say. They're going to say, well, that's really actually quite good if you think about it. That's 5 figures a day. Most games never see that kind of thing. And I'm going to say, yeah, most games aren't Bungie-produced $250 million productions after a $3.7 billion acquisition of a company, and they aren't live services that singularly need that concurrent player count. Crimson Desert doesn't need concurrent players. It just needs players. We laughingly say, hey, 143,000 people playing it right now. Yes, that's right. You saw that correctly. 143,000 people to 17. That's the difference, buddy. That's the fucking difference. Nearly 10 times as many people are playing. Well, 9 times as many people are playing Crimson Desert right now as are playing Marathon. But it doesn't matter if Crimson Desert has all the players in the world at the same time. As long as it has players, people playing it. It's a single-player game. None of these people are playing with each other, and thus none of these people require there to be other players to play with. Not the case with Marathon. Marathon entirely requires there to be other players to play with. So the concurrent numbers, are the be-all and end-all. So when you're only pulling in this many, it's not very impressive. It's really not very impressive. Especially when, and I'll bring it up again, we are a month out from release. A month after Destiny 1 launched, it was getting 3.2 million players a day. Yeah. Yeah. Now, that's not concurrent numbers, but you can imagine that that concurrent number would be very, 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 very high. The reality is no one gives a fuck about live services anymore. Destiny was the first one. The first real console shooter live service. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Ongoing, updated, etc. Maybe a Halo game predated it? I don't know. But not in the way that Destiny worked. And so there you go. Now we've got the rise of the of the extraction shooter. Things have been good. I don't think this is good. This is not good for a game that cost $200 million, $250 million to fucking make. And if it's true that it's actually sold 1.5 million copies, which I don't know if that is true, but I doubt it. Most likely we'll go with 900,000 copies sold, maybe. I mean, 900,000 times 40. Congratulations, you made $36 million. But it's a live service. It's intended to run for years and generate vast income. It's not. It's not going to. It's not at any point going to. And if you drop $250 million on it, 200 million, even if it is only 200 million, but it's not, then they're fucked. Marathon, even IGN's in on this, by the way. Fuck, that is bleaching. Okay, there we go. Marathon reportedly had a budget of over $200 million, and while the pressure is on Bungie to gain more players, they're not going to. It's irrelevant. Ark Raiders came out 3 months earlier and it has triple the numbers. Quadruple the numbers. Wait, what was the fucking number on Ark Raiders again? Yeah, 100K right now. 100,000 players. Like 8 times what they've got playing fucking Marathon right now. It's done. It's dead. It's cooked. It's done. It's dead, Jim. It's not facing an imminent Concord shutdown, though. Pick up the pace. Come on, guys. We put everything behind this game. We sold Crimson Desert right down the river. We threw it under the bus for this fucking game. Please, pick up the pace. Yeah, not surprising. A new report has claimed Marathon's budget is over $200 million, and while player numbers have fallen significantly since launch, Bungie's extraction shooter is allegedly not facing an imminent shutdown. Forbes reported that the Marathon budget is likely more than $250 million. That's where I heard it from. It's worth noting that this spend allegedly does not include ongoing costs for the live service game, nor the development of post-launch content. Uh-oh. Last month, one analyst said Marathon hasn't exactly made the splash Sony and Bungie wanted. You can say that again, motherfucker. You can say that again. Alinea Analytics said amounted to gross revenues of around $55 million across PC and Steam, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. Oh. Ooh. This game is never going to hit $100 million. Unless it does it with microtransactions, which it won't. Because no one actually cares. And people who don't care do not buy fucking gear. They buy the gear for that new hot game that everyone's playing so they can show off to the largest amount of people. On Steam, Marathon hit a peak concurrent player count of 88,000, which blah blah, but that number has fallen steadily over the past month, with the latest 24-hour peak hitting 25,392 players. Of course, Marathon also out on PS5, Series X and S, but neither Sony or Microsoft make numbers public. Still, PC is clearly the dominant platform for Marathon, with an estimated 70% of the sales. Oh no. So those Steam concurrents give us a decent idea of how it's tracking. Wait, whoa. I'm sorry. What? What did you just say there, IGN? Steam concurrents give us a decent idea? You don't say. But wasn't it just a couple of weeks ago that your Mercantes and your Khalif Adamses and all of those country cows were going, why are you always so Steam numbers? They're always on Steam DB. Yeah. Because, as IGN just told us, you better fucking believe it, Steam concurrents give us a decent idea of how it's tracking. Oh. So we're completely justified then in using them as a metric. Oh god, I gotta make a video about that. Bungie's under pressure to deliver for Sony after recent and very public financial failings in November. Blah, 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 blah. Marathon is fucking cooked. Alright. Quick one then. And then we'll get into the quartering, because I know that's what everyone wants. That's why the numbers keep shooting up and then shooting back down. People are waiting to see if I'm talking about the quartering yet. First, you may remember this guy. I never thought I'd ever be talking about this. I remember this in the little packy shop down the corner from my house that used to do video game rentals. I remember seeing it and going, oh, I gotta play that. James Pond. That's right, baby. James fucking Pond. That's right. The James Bond IP owner has opposed an attempt to trademark 90s parody video game character James Pond. The first James Pond was published by EA in 1990 and was followed by the beloved RoboCod. Yes. Yes. The owner of the James Bond 007 IP has opposed an attempt to register a trademark for video game parody character James Pond. Although it was followed by other titles, 1993's James Pond 3, Operation Starfish, and minigame spin-off The Aquatic Games. Oh yeah, I remember that. That was on the Mega Drive. The James Pond series essentially ended in the mid-90s, with the only attempt to revive it being the poorly received iOS game in 2011. Oh god, yeah, I forgot about that. This has changed in recent years with the current James Pond rights co-holders, Gameware Europe and System 3, each announcing new James Pond titles, neither of which the original game's creator is particularly happy with. Oh god, they're promoting it with lazy AI generated bullshit. Oh no. He hates to say sequel studio with a passion. So? I don't know, it might be good. I don't know, this doesn't look good though. What is this? Oh, that looks terrible. Okay. I guess you might have a point. As part of this new push to revive the James Pond franchise, can you fucking leave this? There's a new push to revive the James Pond franchise. Like, I was like 6 years old when these games were relevant. I'm 40 years old now and they're trying to bring it back. System 3 filed to trademark James Pond last year under a number of categories including video games, toys and clothing. Now, as reported by the World Trademark Review, the trademark application has been opposed by Danjak LLC, the company which holds the copyright and trademarks to the characters, elements and other material related to the James Bond films. Danjak? I've never heard of them. Just a holding company responsible for the copyright and trademarks to characters. So that is literally all they do? It's currently owned and managed by the family of Albert Broccoli, right? Well, that makes sense, I suppose. Jesus. Bond's been fucked for ages, and this is why. Danjak hasn't commented on why it opposed the trademark application, but the World Trademark Review suggests it's widely expected to rely on the reputation of the Bond mark and the legal consequences of that status. It's a parody! It's a joke! Get over yourselves, you dicks! You didn't have a go at Austin Powers, did ya? Fuck's sake. In a statement to the publication, System 3... Well, it wasn't them then, to be fair. System 3 founder and CEO Mark Cale argued that the James Pond character has been established for decades and shouldn't be considered a new IP that's only recently been set up. James Pond is a long... I can't believe I'm talking about this. Is a long-standing, well-established and widely recognized video game property dating back to the early 90s. Yeah, but, I mean, no, it's not long-standing or well-established. It's a fucking curio. It's a thing that I prefaced by saying you may or may not remember this character. James Pond, come on, it's nuts. Over the years, it's been commercially published and distributed by more than 12 partners through more than 12 partners. That history included major industry names such as Electronic Arts. Before System 3 acquired the IP rights, System 3 has a substantial catalogue of valuable classic retro game properties that it continues to preserve, restore, and bring to modern audiences. As part of that process, formal trademark protection has become increasingly important in the modern marketplace environment. Blah, 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 blah. So, leave us alone and let us make our silly parody game that has very little actually to do with James Pond. So there's apparently James Pond Rogue AI and James Pond Legacy, The Pond Is Not Enough. Wow. They could have gone The World Is Not Enough or something like that, but Jesus Christ, this is it? This is it? Holy shit. Look, I mean, on the one hand, yeah, this should probably be allowed to happen. They probably shouldn't be able to stop them, as it is just a parody at the end of the day. On the other hand, it looks like what they're actually trying to make is total shite. So, fuck them. I don't know. What do you guys think? But there you go. James Mother Freaking Pond. Mother Freaking Pond. Anyway, there we go. We're going to go ahead now and pivot. We're going to talk a little bit, whether you love it or you hate it, about our fine fat friend, the quarter cuck. Yeah, because people have been reacting to this shit all day long, all week long, all weekend long. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. I think it's pretty fair to say at this point that for a long time, a lot of people have had enough of this guy. I'm not really sure why everybody else I know why I have. Because he's a fat, lazy, grifting bastard who makes us all look bad. Because he blew millions of dollars that he didn't deserve on useless tat. Because he begged and pretended to be a poor man when he's obviously at least a fairly well-to-do man, while living in a mansion with 2 Cybertrucks, 3 airplanes, 8 Rolex watches, and an RC track that he built. Well, he didn't build. He doesn't build anything. He doesn't even build his own studio. He gets his wife to do it for him. His wife, that of course, allegedly, is in a sham marriage with him because of convenience, while possibly they are open to other partners coming in and slapping genitals together with them. Although I can't imagine anybody wanting to do that with Jer. But yes, we are at this point now where so many people, I think, have just got so damn tired of this guy representing them. There are so many better channels now doing a better job with more charisma, with more persona, more actual passion for the subject matter than the fucking slobbering, that we've all just sort of collectively gone, this guy's fucking crap, you know. Why should I even bother? He can't handle it. He can't handle it. So he's trying everything. He attacked Nerdrotic and he attacked Geeks and Gamers because he claims... And oh god, I found a fucking air prick debunks video earlier on where he was talking about how quartering destroyed Nerdrotic, and I'm like, you fucking shameless grifting piece of shit. Air Rick debunks, the worst fucking channel on YouTube, I swear to god. This fucking useless know-nothing piece of crap. He's like, oh, well, the quartering's right. This is why they've lost 60% of their video views. And the reality is it doesn't fucking matter. Because neither Eric Debunks nor Jeremy Hambly have the fucking IQ to understand that the system changed over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Gradually, videos, 10-minute videos talking about the latest Disney movies ceased to be relevant. People, and it's because of people like Nerdrotic and the success of shows like Friday Night Tights, of course, that people realized that streaming was the way to go. This is the way you talk directly to your audience. I'm reading the chat right now. You guys are still talking about James Pond and Rhoda's late mother. Rest in peace, dear. But I'm sure you'll come catch up with me in a moment. But anyway, this is the thing now. You talk to your audience. You talk directly to them. You make videos, sure. Videos are basically like a daily channel trailer. They're basically an advert for your channel at this point. So that when people arrive, they're like, hey, there's a live stream. I'm going to go see what this guy's like live. And you go, hello, welcome to my chat. And blah, 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 blah. Maybe they'll even drop you a super chat or something. That would be glorious, by the way.
Hit the limit. What, do you hate boobs or something?
Haha, cooking them beers. Anyway, and of course, if we do hit the limit, I'll be more than happy to regale you with the single greatest booby videos on the internet today. No one's got what I got. So there we go. Anyway, people got tired of it. People got tired of the quartering. They got tired of that model. They got tired of, oh God, he's talking about another goddamn fucking hell, man. Can you at least... And the worst part, right, is that when I throw together a video and because I want to talk about a topic, I'll try and pick topics that I actually care about. I'm going to read maybe some news, yeah. But more than half of that video is going to be me weighing in for several minutes on what someone has said in their article. I'm going to try and apply whatever knowledge I have, whatever passion I have, to actually producing something that's worth listening to. A take from somebody who knows a little bit, at least, about what they're fucking talking about. Whereas the quartering, it's like, hey everybody, welcome back to the quartering. I'm Hambly. Buy my coffee. Buy my coffee. Please buy my coffee. I'm going broke. I'm apparently a millionaire, but I'm going broke. Please buy my coffee. Please buy my coffee. And suddenly you're 2 minutes into the fucking video. And he hasn't told you anything. Then he reads like one paragraph of a fucking news story, like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Well, that doesn't sound very good, is it? That's woke, isn't it? That's really woke. Oh, it's woke, yes. Dude, you need to update your fucking search terms. Nobody says woke anymore. I mean, we still do, but we don't put it in our thumbnails. We don't put it in our headlines. We just, we know what woke is. It's cultural Marxism. All right? There's a gamut of better topics that you could be using now. But, I don't like this. Oh, Brie Larson. Brie Larson's cool again. Haven't you heard? Brie Larson's in the middle of a redemption arc. We like Brie Larson again now, apparently. I personally don't give a fuck about Brie Larson at all. But, there you go. 130 Brie Larson videos he made. That's right. 130. To build himself a fucking shed. He calls it the Brie Larson shed. That's right. And because it's the quartering, you know for a fact this fucking shed ain't just a shed. This ain't just like, hey, I keep my garden tools in there. This shed's going to be a fucking compound with beds and plumbing and shit like that. Because he's an arse and he needs all that shit. So, of course, everyone got really, 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 really tired of this guy. And he started to die as a channel. So he attacked everybody else. It didn't work out. He started getting covered more and more and more by people, mostly Kino Casino, but also way, way millions of other fucking channels now talking about the quartering. And of course, it all came to a big fucking fat head a couple of weeks ago when Return of the Mac and Cheese posted a fucking nuke on the farms. All about the cuck history and swinging history and association with the Nexium sex cult of Jeremy Hambly. And this was probably enough for people to say, right, okay, this guy is nothing like... I mean, it started to build up with Goonagate, but it only got worse from there. Especially when he was visibly trying to grift people out of their fucking money while also claiming to be a millionaire. While also flirting with Melanie Mack, who... God, jeez, why would you, man? She's an airhead. And imagine waking up and having to listen to that voice, by the way. Oh, my God. Yeah, wow. Hey, good morning, Jeremy. Oh, my God. Fucking hell. You might as well marry a fucking cat. Anyway, yeah. Besides all that, it's just one terrible thing after another, after another, after another. It's not just the grifting. It's not just the fucking laziness. It's not just the slop videos. It's not just the cuckoldry. It's not just the swinging. It's not just the duplicitous nature of everything. It's not even the Schrodinger's grifter thing where it's like, is he rich? Is he poor? Is he what? What the fuck are you? It's the fact that then he decided he'd finally had enough when suddenly we started to get a little too close to the truth. Or Kino did, and well, certainly Return of the Mac and Cheese did. And suddenly that's not okay anymore. Suddenly he's DMing Josh Moon, threatening to take everything from the casino, threatening to deplatform other channels. And I just don't care who you are or what your grift is or what the fuck you are making content about or why. You don't ever, ever, ever go after another man's fucking livelihood. You don't ever, ever go after, and I mean ever go after somebody else's platform. Because all our platforms in this particular sector of the internet, where we talk about fucking anti-woke shit and bad movies and bad video games and corporatism and all of the other stuff that we rant and complain about, it's fragile as fuck, right? We're lucky at the moment because we happen to have the powers that be on our side, so we can safely assume we have platforms. But hey, how long until that fucking gets threatened again? You just don't do this kind of stuff. You don't do the nuclear option of deplatforming someone just because you don't like what they said. And also, the quartering is, I would say, a master gaslighter. But the actual reality is, he's terrible at that too. We all see through every single fucking word that comes out of this pathological liar's wretched ass mouth. Every last one. So he's not even very good at that, but that is his MO. That is his tactic, is gaslighting the fuck out of everybody. That's why he tried to drag Brittany Venti into DMs, so that he could manipulate the narrative without anybody else being able to see it. And she, very wisely, I mean, I'm sure she's dealt with this kind of thing before. She's a pretty girl on the internet. Said, no, we're going to do all of this in public, actually, I think. We're going to do all of it in public so that everybody can see what a fucking lying worm bastard you are. And this just tells me one singular truth. Everyone is fucking sick of the quartering. It's not just Warski now, who's been dealing with the guy for like 10 fucking years. It's everybody. Everybody. We all at some point took the off-ramp from the quartering's fandom. That he doesn't have any actual fans. You know? I may be streaming to 30 people right now, but at least they're 30 people that like my channel. Maybe they like me most of the time. Some of them probably don't even want me to be talking about this again. But it's a big deal. We need to sort of address the standards. Like, in the last 4 years, not only have I started doing what I do and had what little success I've had, you've also had the rise of Smash JT and Hypno and Kino Casino and all those other channels as well that are doing gangbusters. Dr. Disaster as well. He's doing absolutely amazing. That guy's on like over 100,000 subs at this point. I think he's nearly 200. FNT is still around and going strong. I don't think it's as good as it used to be, but hey, it's still funny, still good. But the scene is alive and well. And the standard has gone up. If you want people to actually watch your fucking YouTube channel, you better be bloody knowledgeable and somewhat entertaining. Or you got nothing. The standards have risen and quartering just ain't up to snuff anymore. Sitting lazily and pseudo-drunkenly going, "What's up, everybody? This is Jeremy here from the quartering. And today we're going to take a look at Snow White, a movie that came out a year ago, and blah, 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 while I try to turn my channel into a political platform with none of the gumption or political knowledge of even Tim Pool." You're fucked, babe. You're fucked. And of course, the guy's got an ego that straddles the moon. He is literally going, "Oh, well, this is my business. I've got 12 employees. Not anymore, you haven't, mate." So, of course, he crashed out. And, of course, he attacked the other channels to try and save his own worthless ass. He has no loyalty. He stands for nothing as well, which is the worst thing about him. The actual worst thing. Worse than the blown money and the fucking laziness and the perversion and all of that is the fact that he stands for literally nothing. There is no opinion this fucking whale has that he will not throw under the bus if the trends change. That's him. That's who he is. That's what he does. He's a fucking grifter. And I don't mean that in the sense of, ha 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 ha, join the grift force, ha ha, yay. You know, that's me making a joke, right? Because I don't like to be called a grifter because I take pride in my work. I care about this shit. This guy doesn't give a fuck. If he ever did, he long since stopped caring. And there you go. Nick Dexstar says, "Quartering's live today was promo-filled slop." What a fucking shock. And the subject matter was mostly about chicken nuggets and the variety of sauces that go with said nuggets. It's over for him. He's a meme. He's a lolcow. You're right. And have a cool accent helps. I love your channel. Only discovered it recently. Thank you. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Do join the Grift Force, though, as Rhoda says. Yes, it's very, very helpful. Very, very helpful. Helps me to feed my little family that I started a couple of years ago. So I appreciate it. All right, then. Well, you know, the funny thing is, as well as being a lying, duplicitous, two-faced bastard and a grifter, he's also a terrible, terrible friend and ally. He's turned on almost everybody who he ever supported or ever supported him at some point. And the next time anybody ever confronts him, he'll just show his fucking belly and go, no, I'm actually on your side. Because that's what the bastard always does. This is why he's a meme. This is why he's a lolcow and he's never going back. Case in point, recently, as Mauler and Nerdrotic were actually asked straight up in a super chat what they think about all of this crap. And we're going to get to that in just a second. Because as it turns out, right as I began, our good friend Rhoda gifted 5 for the Grift Force and 5 for the Princesses of the Fans. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Help me create the future of the white race.
There's one thing you better know, and that is, I love all of y'all. Listen, can I explain something to you about being a daddy?
Don't try to frighten us with your devotion.
Daddy is the breadwinner. You dig what I'm saying? And if you don't win that bread, you just don't come around.
Drop it.
Thank you. So yeah, we'll take a look. We'll take a look at this.
Quartering, attacking Kino Casino. Thoughts? Or give a care at all. Love everything that you do. Thank you.
Some people have compared me to Az. I can see it. I can see it. I'm a loudmouth bastard as well.
I'm never a fan of somebody trying to deplatform another person, particularly with like tenure.
You should never, none of us, in any stretch, by the way, should ever be okay with anyone deplatforming anyone, even if it's the other side. I mean, I'm sure we would all laugh if one day Twitch decided to actually ban Hassan Piker, because, well, to be fair, he fucking deserves it, the shit that he says. But none of us should try to deplatform people. That's the kind of shit that they do. Dexter says, that Darth Vader daddy scene is hilarious. Yeah, that's actually from an old video that I had to find. Somebody made that, goddamn, early YouTube. Using voice lines of James Earl Jones from other films that James Earl Jones was in to make it sound like Darth Vader's having a midlife crisis. Because he would be, because that's about the age he is. So, yeah, it's funny. That's why I kept it, because it applies to me too, because, you know, daddy. Anyway.
Tenuous thing. So, you know, I think the quarter needs to take some stock.
That is savage. It doesn't sound like much, but remember, this is Az, right? Az will be like, that fucking idiot, what's he doing? You know, but when it's someone that he has been associated with, friendly with, shared a screen with, and there's still a code of conduct, I suppose, a gentleman's code among YouTubers. You don't want to go, you know, maybe you do. Maybe you do want to go. I certainly don't mind wading into this hammer and tongs and getting fucking stuck in the mud. I don't give a shit. I've never been friends with the quartering, though. He's been quite rude to me on a couple of occasions, so he can fuck himself. As though, yeah, I can see this. You're going to go, minefield. Well, he should take some stock. Take some stock. That's actually pretty sage advice, actually. That's exactly what he should do. He should sit down and go, oh my God, I've made a complete ass of myself. And I don't think there's a way out of it. Hey, to be fair, the quartering is doing the only thing he can do right now, which is just get back to work, dickhead. Problem is, it shines off the apple now, isn't it? It's not even just that. That's been the case for years. He's openly offended everybody who is a YouTuber or a fan of other YouTubers. He's contradicted the core tenets of what the fuck we are here to do, which is ultimately to, you know, de-radicalize leftists, get free speech back as much as we can, and maybe even one day get our precious F-slurs back on YouTube, you know? That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. But, you know, the quartering doesn't stand for any of that. He doesn't stand for any of that. He's just out for himself, and everybody can see it. Everybody knows it. So I don't think that getting back to work is going to be the solution here either. But, yeah, maybe he's not finished taking stock yet.
I think it's a polite way of putting it.
Oh, were you going to say something, Mahler?
Well, just the...
Bless Gary, he does not want to get involved in this shit. He doesn't need to. He's blatantly like, I am too old and too successful for this shit.
I hope everyone finds a calm and peaceful way for this to settle down. It doesn't look like it.
No, it doesn't look like it at all.
Yeah, that's typical Mauler. You know, ever the nice guy. It's actually quite funny, really, because Mauler is probably my favorite YouTuber, right? Of everyone. Even though I barely ever watch him anymore. But when I do, oh God, it's so good. The shit he makes is so another level fucking excellent. It's just that it takes hours and hours and hours to watch his content. But the stuff he makes is fan-damn-tastic. He banned 200 people on his gaming, Twitch, and Rumble channels last night. Yeah, he's never going to stop crashing out now. He's inches from Dark Side Phil territory at this point.
No, not when you're threatening to deep.
No.
It's what.
Do you see how uncomfortable that you've made people, Jeremy? Do you see how uncomfortable you've made your friends? Now they're going to be asked these questions because the internet never fucking pulls punches, and now they have to sit here and squirm and try to you know, diplomatically answer when the obvious answer is everything I'm saying right now. Fuck this guy. You don't ever try to deplatform another content creator. You just don't. That's the nuclear button. That's like mutually assured destruction. You don't do it. It's the one thing you never do. You can say anything you like about anyone. You might be right, you might be wrong, you might get felted, you might not, you might win, who cares? Well, we all care, or we wouldn't be here. But you'd never, ever try to take away another man's livelihood. Just because you ain't got a fucking family, just because you chose to invest in toys instead of children, you know, doesn't mean there are other people after who are out here. I'm sitting here, I've got a family, small family, trying to make do with YouTube income as a fucking source. It's not going to last forever. It won't, genuinely. But, you know, unless it doubles somehow in the next month or something. But, genuinely, just because you don't care about anyone else except your fucking self, even your goddamn wife, who you put on the fucking internet, by the way, nobody else did. Just because you don't care doesn't mean you get to just do anything you fucking want. If he'd succeeded, if Kino Casino had disappeared, if Kick had banned Kino Casino and they'd had to move to Rumble and start over, do you know what would be happening right now? Do you know how fucking terrible it would be for the quartering right now? There'd be people false flagging every single video he uploads. En masse. There would. There'd be people organizing against him. I hate to say it, but it's probably true. He'd have both the left and the right and the middle after him. His channel would be fucked in days. He wouldn't be able to do it. It's bad enough as it is right now. He can't start a stream without 7-day subscription limit on chat. You have to actually subscribe to Quartering Live for 7 days to be able to go into his chat now. And I mean, I've had to do that a couple of times to get rid of a particular troll. But at the end of the day, I only ever did it for like a maximum of like 3 hours or something to be able to chat. And I hated it. 7 days? You are terrified. Imagine if he had succeeded. Imagine what would be going on right there. He'd be done. He'd be cooked. There'd be people posting like, oh, I don't even want to begin to say it. You know? There'd be Kiwi Farms pages getting shared on Twitter instead of just paraphrased. The amount of shit. The fact that, you know, Dextar's right. So many people jumped all over this outing of the Quartering. It's like the internet was locked and loaded waiting for this. He made a lot of enemies in his rise with the algorithm, it seems. Exactly. This is it. And it's not just that he made enemies. He made people like me, who were lapsed subscribers to his channel, that just realized a long time ago that this guy was not passionate. This guy wasn't really one of us. He wasn't someone who really cared. He'd made his money and he didn't care anymore. And then it was like, oh, he's also now, then, of course, Goonagate. And we're all common sense people. We're going, so what if people want to jerk off to pictures of fucking video game characters? We were all doing that when we were 12. Remember Lara Croft? Tell me you didn't ever fucking... Tell me, motherfucker. And now he wants to sit here and go, masturbation is sick and evil because I'm a born-again Christian, because Charlie Kirk got killed and I decided to grift off it. Fucking awful. Fucking awful. And this is it. And now he's put his friends in this fucking awkward position as well, where Az has to say, deplatforming is always wrong, because it is. Like, if Az didn't say that, he'd be on the chopping block next.
It's the language that Quartering is using. Like, if they take down all the stuff about...
I love the thing about Az too, by the way. He's a lot more diplomatic than people give him credit for, but he's watching everything.
Me?
I reckon he'd love to jump into the fucking muck with the rest of us. Really. It's just that at this point, he's too successful to be able to do it. I think you get to about 100k subscribers and you officially, unless you are already established as a drama tuber, you're not really able to get into the muck, you know, because whatever you do is going to be brought back to your channel and the associate channels, and they don't necessarily want all that. So he's in a very awkward position right now. But I guarantee he would love nothing more than to jump into the fucking filth with all of us and start getting dirty, you know?
Then I won't deplatform them or attempt to deplatform them.
Extortion.
Like,
it's called fucking extortion, and it's a crime.
Take down all the stuff about me, then I won't deplatform them or attempt to deplatform them. It's like, but I don't mind if they have a go at me. But you kind of do if you're saying that, dude. Quite a bit. And let's just say the Quartering is very forthgiving when it comes to
forthcoming
to him under attack. So I find, I find that if
bless his little heart, look at him trying to be so nice about it. He's very forthgiving when it comes to being under attack. You mean he's a fucking grifter who, as soon as anyone has ever said anything negative about him ever in any fucking form or format or forum ever in the history of the internet, my channel is under attack. I mean, that is the thing, isn't it? That's what we've all seen, and it's fucking funny.
There have been accusations made that people are making threats to his wife and stuff like that, which they fucking...
They haven't. As you know as well as I do, no one has made a fucking threat to his wife. If they had, a fucking open drain like the Quartering would not be able to resist sharing the receipts. He even used to have a fucking merch line with his logo on it that literally said, show the receipts. That's literally what he used to have on a t-shirt that you could buy, or a hat. He's the ultimate hypocrite.
Shouldn't. Absolutely bang out of order.
We do pity his wife. You're right. What's that? Rhoda in the chat. £5. Thank you very much. Says, Will, you have no idea the help you and John gave me yesterday. I'm feeling good. Thank you. Oh, buddy. That's all right. That's all right. You don't need to talk about that here. We had a little chat after the stream yesterday. He was feeling a little down about a couple of things, and we just set him straight. Nothing wrong. Keep going. And we meant every word, buddy. We meant every word. That's why we're friends, you know? A lot of people won't actually go as far as to call anybody on the internet friends, but I consider us friends. Sure. I always got time for my friends. Especially if they're just doubting themselves and they don't need to. So, you know, mate, of course. Of course. All love in here, buddy. Thank you very much for the $5. You didn't need to do that.
Thank you for $5.
Absolute legend. We love our Rhoda around here. He's a very, very nice person. Rhoda's probably too nice for the internet, which is why we like him. I'm probably too nice for the internet, to be fair. I often think I'm not cut out for some of the scumbags that do the things they do on the internet. But hey, it is what it is. We love you, Rhoda. You're a good lad. You're a good man. Let's crack on, shall we?
Then present us them thusly.
Deplatforming bad.
There you go. It's funny, really, isn't it? Like, Nerdrotic is so big now. What's he at? 1.2, 1.3 million subs or something like that. I don't even keep track anymore. I've been following his channel. I've had a period of uninterrupted subscription to Nerdrotic since he was on about 10,000 subs. 2018, I think. I got in there. 20,000 maybe? Not sure. It was a smallish channel. Maybe it was only a few thousand. He was still basically just doing like live streams on YouTube from Google. Remember the Google platform that used to be there? Like Google Friends or Google Spaces or Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts. And I just found him because I was looking for someone who was as pissed off as I was about Doctor Who. He deserves absolutely everything that's happened to him. He's a nice guy. A guy's fucked up in his life and he made good on it. Great guy. Too big for this. Az is too big for this. Maul is too big for this. Gary is too big to give even a third word to this. But again, he has to say what he has to say because it is absolutely unforgivable to even imply that you would go down the route of deplatforming somebody because they mocked you online. You can't be doing this and call yourself a free speech warrior. You can't be doing this and call yourself any kind of free speech absolutist. You just can't do it. Don't do it, Jeremy. You fucking think. You goddamn Randall. Miss Finster. Stop it, Cuthbert. All right? We don't need any more cringeworthies around here, okay? We got enough from the left. Stop it. And Nerdrotic is probably furious because he platformed this guy. You know, he let him on his fucking platform. He let him on his channel. I welcome you into my house, you know, like that. No, that's the quartering, really. So Nerdrotic says what he has to say. Deplatforming bad. That's all you got to say. Don't need to say any more than that. Deplatforming bad.
Present us them thusly.
Deplatforming bad.
Deplatforming bad. There is no two ways about it. You never, ever go after somebody else's platform because it's just as fragile as yours, my friend. And you never go after another man's fucking income. You just don't. It doesn't matter. You got an issue with someone, you fucking yell at them, you scream at them, you make counter content about them if it's on the internet, you get into a fucking filthy, dirty punch up and you both spend the night in a fucking cell. Whatever it is. If somebody hits you, hit them back, okay? Whatever it is, but you never fucking go down the route of, I'm going to go after your job. Because unlike you, Jeremy, the guys at Kino Casino have got people that they love, people that they care about. Things, plans, goals, ambitions, desires. They have also suffered a lot on the internet for being too fucking honest. They've been banned from multiple platforms before, and now they are doing the best they've ever done, and they fucking deserve it. It is the most entertaining show on the internet today. For pound, I am not entertained by anything as much as I am by Kino Casino right now. And it's silly and it's petty and it's cartoonish and it's childish even as well. And it's brilliant because all of that masks the deeper, more actual morally righteous and intellectual side of the fucking show, which is ridiculous coming from the people who are actually doing it. You've got a former cokehead and a guy who showed his butthole on the internet as the moral arbiters. It's irony incarnate. The whole fucking show is. The whole concept of, whoa, buddy, is absolutely hilarious because it's just this unbelievably extreme reaction to something usually quite mundane, but still pretty terrible, you know? And that's the reason that it's funny. I shouldn't have to explain this to the internet. The internet already knows, okay? And they're making money like the Quartering's never fucking seen before. They're making the kind of money that fucking Griggs makes on his channel. They're making the kind of money that, let's say, Geeks and Gamers makes. Maybe not Griggs. He makes insane money on D-Day Cobra. Like, crazy fucking money. He gets like half a dozen $200 super chats like every time. The last time this happened, the Monday/Tuesday for me edition of Kino Casino, the first fucking 5 minutes after the epic promo, they did their Freebird skit, and they made $10,000 easily. That's the passion of people going, fuck Jeremy Hambly. You've really, really screwed yourself, buddy. You've really fucked yourself over. Anyway, you may remember yesterday, actually, let me see if I can find this thing just quickly. Before we go any further, I'd kind of like to try and find this particular tweet and react to it myself, but unfortunately I didn't have time to quite get collected in time. The stream started half an hour late today, and I do feel bad about that, but I discovered at the last minute that, this is going to sound really stupid, but my cat was on the roof of my house at midnight, my time, and everyone else was asleep, so I had to get her down. It was more of a rigmarole than you might think. So that's why I had to delay the stream. When it got to about 1:45 and I still didn't get her in the house, I was like, oh shit. I've still got to go get petrol. I've still got to go load up on a couple of things before the stream. So I had to put it back 30 minutes. That's why. See? It's cats again, buddy. She must have known I was going to do something on the internet. I was like, without me? There you go. Hello, Fractal Mage. Okay, I found it. So, the Quartering posted this. When did he post it? That was yesterday, my time, 4:14 a.m. We were live on No, I was live. I was live when he posted this. So this was actually available yesterday, but we didn't know about it yet. I'm always a bad day behind. I'm sorry. But that's the way it goes. Hopefully my takes are good enough that you don't mind. Anyway, so the Quartering here, who I can't follow because he's blocked me, because he's a fucking pussy. The final time I will address this controversy. Okay. All right. Let's slam on the brakes right here. Number one. When was the first time? Was it when you were creating it? Because you are entirely, and I mean entirely, responsible for this being something your audience knows about. Okay? That's you. You did that. Next, the arrogance of the general statement. The final time I will deign to drop down from my perch on the Olympus and come down to the world of the plebs and deign to talk about my fuck-ups. This is not the final time, by the way. This will not be the final time. He'll crash out again. We just saw, apparently, we just found out not that long ago, he crashed out and he's banning a whole load of people in his chat. Good. Ban the entire internet, Jeremy. Go right ahead, you dumb motherfucker. If he was smart, he would lean into the whole thing and make money from it. Yeah, I know, right? I know. If he was really smart, he would just go, yeah, all right, I've sinned. Trying to be better. But hey, this apparently is him doing that. The king decree that this is my only statement. Exactly. It's the inherent fucking unearned arrogance of it all. I can't stand this fucking pig. I cannot stand him. I can't stand. I'd nut him, honestly. Except for the fact that he's about 6 inches taller than me and about 500 pounds. So I mean, he probably can't move fast enough to catch me. So I could probably get a head by him, yeah, in Minecraft. Anyway, the final time I will address this controversy. Last point on the first sentence, by the way. I've now got three criticisms of the first sentence. Welcome to quarter fap. Okay? That's not meant to sound as dirty as it does, but hey, I suppose it's the quartering, so everything does. Why is controversy in quotes? Why is controversy in quotes, Jeremy? Are you inherently trying to... Not inherently, sorry. You're trying to gaslight us again. You're just straight up trying to gaslight us again. There's controversy. What you're actually saying when you do that is, I don't know why there's a controversy. I couldn't possibly imagine what there's controversy. There's no controversy. Don't be daft. There's no controversy. Yeah. You have to ban 200 people a chat now. And it's not controversial, Jeremy. You haven't done anything controversial, Jeremy. Because controversy just means that there are two verses that are counter to each other. That's what controverse means. Controversy, if you're really going to pronounce it properly, but hey, whatever. So you're implying that there is nothing actually wrong at all. Which again, is you trying to be your own fucking PR department. Because, of course, nobody may bother King Jair. No, I do not apologize. Although this is his apology tweet. This is his official apology. There have been some folks having a lot of fun at my expense. That doesn't sound like an apology, Jeremy. Yes, there have been some folks having a lot of fun at your expense. Hello. And I guarantee you that in the last 5 days, the number of folk having fun at your expense has magnified by orders of magnitude, by factors of the hundreds. You know, there were maybe 5 channels making fun of you. Kino Casino on Kick, me, and not many others were really doing the Jair thing. I was doing it because I noticed nobody else was. And we were doing Wanker of the Week, and I realized that the biggest wanker I could think of at the moment was the quartering, which is why he immediately rose to the top and overtook Hassan Piker. But now, I've seen a dozen quartering videos every single day this week. A dozen new ones. And they're all great. They're all by YouTubers with more talent than you. Like, there's a guy, what was his name? Oh, shit, some Australian guy. I watched his video a little while ago. Let me see in my history. I can find it. Shock mouths, all in caps. Let me see if I can find it. This is the video. This is the guy. Shock mouths.
Venti, I would give everything I had to have babies with that girl. What? What the fuck?
Hello everyone, welcome back to Shock Mouse News, where we take the news that was too long and you didn't read and give it to you straight.
This is actually a very handy video for those who are just looking to catch up without having to listen to me wank on rhetorically for like an hour. Only a 2.8 thousand sub channel, by the way. So if that's what floats your boat, go subscribe. In fact, I will right now. Boom, done. All right, there we go. A lot of the time I don't have time to catch up with what's actually happening, you know. I'm out shopping or something, or driving and listening to stuff, and I need to know just the most important parts so that I can build a show for you guys myself. So that's handy for me. We're gonna get a lot out of this tweet, which is why I'm really glad I found it. It's been going on for like a year. Yeah. Actually, 16 months. Yeah. Since Goonagate. Yep. That's when you first popped in, by the way. It wasn't originally you. Ironically, it was originally Razorfist. It was originally Melanie Mac and Razorfist. And then you decided that you were going to use that to build yourself a little harem online, weren't you, Jeremy? Oh, yeah, we remember. We remember. You love laughing at quarter inch. Dexter, me too. I'm here for it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Look, it's the hot shit at the moment. If people want me to do news, reviews, you know, a little bit of politics and rebellion and drama, fine by me. It's fine by me. I got a lot of shit to say about a lot of twats online, so no problem. And I never said anything about it until recently. Well, why didn't you do that, Jeremy? Wasn't it because you thought it would all blow over? Like you think everything will just blow over because you're too fucking lazy to handle your shit, to clean your house. When they started inventing vile lies about my wife, my family, and, well, me as well, of course. Well, let's see now. Were they actually ever inventing vile lies? Well, that is an interesting point, because you see, no one has actually declaratively and demonstrably and I mean definitively said that Jeremy's wife, that no one is saying that Mrs. Jeremy Hambly is categorically, demonstrably, empirically and factually getting fucking railed by multiple different men all the time while her husband quietly sits in the corner and jerks his tiny peen. It's all just speculation. Okay? That's all it is. It's people speculating. Because you have provided half-truths, half-stories, little nuggets of random shit here and there in your long career online that have led people to pick up the breadcrumbs, follow the trail, and come to some conclusions. Conclusions that you yourself could very, very easily disprove if they were so easy to disprove. And your reluctance and your hesitance and your fucking fear of just addressing them head on suggests that they are all in fact actually true, because you won't just come out and categorically prove that they're not. You did this to yourself, you dumbass motherfucker. If you just kept bleating on about Brie Larson and Rachel Zegler and followed the trends from Ghostbusters 2016 up till fucking Dragon Age Veilguard and beyond, you'd be sitting pretty. But nah, you had to go and get all pious about it. You had to go ahead and decide that you're a fucking fake Christian grifter. I'm gonna get Melanie Mac on my show, and I'm gonna sit and rub my thighs and talk to her about let's go see some football together, and contradict other statements you've made, like, hey, work wives are a bad idea, or many other things that this fucking ham planet has said over the years, all of which contradict each other. Yeah, PPP not the only one who can cut a promo, let me tell you that. The thing is, this is the internet. Thing I forget is, this is the internet. Jeremy Hambly. Jeremy fucking Hambly, you were around at the end of Gamergate. You were around during the fucking internet blood sports. You were allied with Sargon against Metica. You were in the sector. You were not welcome, but you were in it anyway. You were part of the fucking dirty side of the internet, and you loved it. You reveled in it. And now you pretend like you've risen above, you've built your crystal tower, and now you deign to address the matters of the peons. The reality is, yeah, you're right. How did you manage? How did you who once bowed and bent over and showed your udders to Ethan Ralph, how did you forget what the internet is? We have this kind of argument all the time, by the way, when the woke and when the authorities come and they try and say, we're going to police the internet, we're going to fucking IDs and stuff. Bitch, this is the internet. It's always going to be international waters. And if you censor the internet, we'll just build another one. We'll just migrate to another area of it. You can't actually do it. There's no way. Even if we all end up just doing YouTube on the dark web or the deep web, you can't do it. So I think someone like the Quartering, who has more knowledge of this than I do, should be fairly unable to forget what the internet is. But unfortunately for us, he's a wanker. He's a complete wanker and a liar and a grifter. And he's tried to get away from it. His goal was, to be fair, I'll be fair with this, not that different from anybody else in real life, to be fair. When you're young, you live in the city. You live in the muck, you go to the dirty, dingy clubs, you rub shoulders with shitheads and drug dealers and dirty little bitches, and you get your fucking cock wet and you have a good time. And when you get older, you get married and you have kids, and hopefully you move out of the fucking city and you go find some place quiet in the suburbs, or if you're really lucky, the country, where you don't have to deal with all those other motherfuckers anymore. So I guess I understand why he's tried to build himself his ivory tower. Problem is, he's tried to build himself his ivory tower and still grift off the very things like that you would need to be in the muck to know about. Can't spend all day responding to each new insane claim. That's what they want. Yes. The problem you have, Jeremy, is that there's reason for people to have a new insane claim every single day. Every single day. As every misstep you've ever made on the internet get drudged up. By the way, hey, if I hit a level of success, maybe I've made some fuck-ups. I can't think of any off the top of my head that I've made on the internet right now. Like, I've been pretty good at keeping my nose clean. Yeah, mostly. But I can guarantee someone would have some negative shit to say about me one day if I got big enough. So I know that day might come. Hope not, but maybe it will. It's not going to be quite the same, though, as this. Where every day there's another thing someone wants to say about you. Did Hamburger ever show proof he was swatted? Says UF Omega in the chat. Shout out to you, buddy. Mr. Moon, it's lovely to see you. I don't think he did, no. I don't think he did. I think he just said he was, right? It didn't happen when he was live, did he? Did it? Hambly swatted Quartering. Is a content creator who's been involved in several high-profile controversies, including allegations of being swatted and experiencing physical harassment. Well, he was physically assaulted outside a bar during Gen Con, but that was by a tranoid who he called a predator. And to be fair, it wasn't a real tranoid anyway, it was just a bloke who liked to dress up. It was a transvestite. Oh my god. Oh my god. Crossdresser, it's called. No, who the fuck cares? Yeah. Transvestite or crossdresser, yeah. Back in the day, and this is just proof, by the way, of what Hambly is saying. Justice for Jeremy Hambly. From Ethan Van Sciver for Jeremy Hambly. Oh my God. Oh my God. They did a, there was an episode once of, Flashcast. There was an episode of Flashcast once where the quartering railed against the, this is fucking hilarious. What's this?
Nope. Never got a
Here's
response.
Flash crashing out against EVS because EVS supported the quartering.
Listen, this is what happened when Zack Snyder showed up on Geeks and Gamers. Let's be super respectful to the people who fucking hate us when we platform them in front of our audience.
That's what broke up the fucking fandom menace, by the way.
Another interview with her for? Are you going to be best friends with Frost? And I like Jeremy, and I'm not trying to be a dick. I like the quartering quite a bit. I think he's a good dude, but I 100%
because he has a huge platform. So I mean, that's the thing. He's got over 1 million subs, so we have to be nice to him. But this is stupid. It's my opinion. It's stupid.
Lofty Pixels was there as well, and if you know anything about Leon, you'll know that the evolved form of Leon is Lofty Pixels.
But this is a person who's hoping to become another Brianna Wu, another Zoe Quinn, another Anita Sarkeesian, and you're going to help her for...
Fuck Lofty Pixels.
They probably already are. When you tell 85 million people, I don't want you as a fan, you should go belly up. Fuck you.
Quartering's worked hard to build himself an enormous platform, so everyone's afraid to tell him he's making a mistake. He's making a mistake. Okay, that is what this is. This is a mistake. This is a short-term gain.
By the way, this is years ago, 4 years ago.
Fan base or like give them more subscribers or anything. Like
he's this close to flipping right now. You see what he's saying? Quartering is turning on gamers. So
it goes on and on and on. There's another episode of Flashcast, the one I was actually looking for, but to be fair, I was taking pot shots there. There was an episode where the quartering literally got off Flashcast because they were going to bring EVS on. So I can't remember what they fell out about. I guess it was that, probably. But at the end of the day, before that, yeah, EVS was firmly friends with Jeremy Hambly, raised a fundraiser for him after he was viciously assaulted. So there you go. Yep. And it worked. They got $34,000. There's so many. So many instances of it. All right, back to the actual topic there, because this is just tangent mode now. There have been some folks having a lot of fun at my expense, been going on for a year, blah, 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 blah. File lies about his wife. No, this is the internet. Can't spend all day responding to every new claim. Well, that's because there are just millions now quartering. You've made fucking mistakes and alienated people at every single turn. Not just your peers, your audience, everybody. I've been doing this long enough to know better. Yeah, but you're also a drunk. That's the big problem. Yeah, sure, have a couple of beers or a couple of shots or whatever if you're streaming, maybe, if you want to. Don't drink whatever that was that you drank during your card unboxing stream on Unsleeved Media that we all covered on Wanker of the Week a few weeks ago. Remember this, Rhoda? When it was like, I'm just going to go get myself a seltzer, comes back with a Sprite or 7-Up. I'm just going to add some water to this. Comes back, then he picks up the cup, and you've got just the right angle to see that it is just sloshing thick, brown liquid, and we know he only poured Sprite into it. So what the fuck else is in there? Rum. Lots of rum. Like 8 times rum to 1 part fucking Sprite. A pint of rum. That's not alcoholism, that's self-destruction. Right? I know alcoholics. I had parents who were alcoholics. Right? I'm like a big drinker too sometimes, and I'm worried about stuff like that. You know, you don't want to end up like that. But fuck. At the end of the day, there's a difference between I might have a couple of drinks today, and I might have 6 or 7 drinks today, and I might drink a pint of rum while I'm live, and then crash out at my entire audience because no one takes me seriously anymore. For fuck's sake, buddy!
Oh, sexy. Yeah, baby. Tu locas. Tu locas. Tu llamo. Confesso.
Woof. And the thing is, I'm talking about an entirely different series of things than we talked about yesterday on Wanker of the Week, on the quartering crash out special. Like, literally, I haven't had to bring up a single same thing, really. Because it just never stops. It just never ends. You're a constant, unending sequence of fuck-ups incarnate. An arrogant, incompetent wretch masquerading as some fucking lord or king of the internet. You are nothing. You're worse than most of us. I've been doing this long enough to know better. Yeah, but you don't know anything anymore because you're killing your brain cells. I should never have even implied anything about taking their channel down. That's not okay. It's cringe. It's bad. It was me getting emotional. I guess it's harder to brush things off now that I'm in my mid-40s. What? What? Brother, teenagers are about as emotional as any human being is in their entire life. Everything's life and death. Every moment-to-moment interaction between people that you know. Every girl you've ever spoken to. Every fucking boob you've ever touched is life and death when you're a teenager. You're in your mid-40s. You're supposed to be better than this. You're supposed to be able to fucking tank this kind of shit now. Are you a man or what? What are you fucking on about? It's harder to brush things off now I'm in my mid-40s. So you're saying you've become less emotionally stable as you've got older? That's the drink, mate. That's what that is. There's no other explanation whatsoever for a man becoming an emotional wreck in their midlife when they used to be much better at dealing with this kind of shit. Except the reality is quartering's never actually been any good at this kind of shit. The second anyone would challenge him on anything, he would buckle, roll over, and fucking beg. Every time. He is a coward, a pathological pussy. He's got nothing. That's what actually happened when he got beat up by that tranoid, by the way. Well, the transvestite. He called the guy a predator on the line. The guy went to find him when he knew where he'd be. Introduced himself and beat the fuck out of him. Quartering, he didn't even try to throw a single punch back. Just took a beat down from a guy in a dress. Ridiculous. Bromby says, ridiculous. Oh, please, Jeremy, I'm 47. I realized this shit 25 years ago is why I don't drink that much anymore. Fucking spacker. Exactly. He's becoming emotionally unstable because he drinks too much. That's a side effect of not just being an alcoholic. There's ways of functioning when you're an alcoholic. Trust me. I know. I was raised in the jazz world. Everybody I fucking knew was an alcoholic. They're all dead now, bless them. And some of them not so prettily. But they're in a better place, I hope. But I know a thing or two about alcoholics, right? And there are alcoholics who can get out on stage and entertain the fuck out of an audience. Every single day. And that's not good. And then there are alcoholics who drink so much that they actually cripple their ability to think. Which is what we're actually seeing with the quartering. How was everybody's weekend? How's your weekend do? How's your weekend do? I mean, how was everybody's weekend? That's the meme now, by the way. That's the new quartering meme. Go into his chat and say, how's everybody's weekend? It's brilliant as a meme because it sounds completely innocuous. So when he then bans you for saying, how's everybody's weekend, he looks psychotic. Brittany Venti said exactly that in her stream earlier on. It's hilarious. Plain and simple. By the way, not that I'm just here to grift for cash or anything, but I do have a family to feed, so please
hit the limit. What, do you hate boobs or something?
Let me know what you got to say. You got something important to say? Super chat it, please. I guess it's harder to brush things off now. I'm in my mid-40s. That is insane. I'm 40 years old myself, and I'm much, much, much better at managing my emotions than I was when I was 20. And I probably drink more now than I did then. No, that's probably not true. I used to drink like a crazy bastard when I was 20. Yeah, no, I used to binge myself into oblivion when I was like 20. So no, that's not true now. But I still like a drink. I still definitely like a drink. Regularly. Very regularly. But I don't see that there's any big problem with that as long as it doesn't interfere with your life. You know? Have a fucking drink. Have a beer. Have a beer every day if you want. Who gives a fuck? As long as you're able to function and you're not hurting yourself or anyone else or crashing out online and ruining your entire business and your legacy. Plain and simple, I got triggered. Are you fucking kidding me?
Nah, demons, like demons.
This motherfucker just used the triggered word. This stupid dickhead is using leftist terminology. You're telling me you got triggered when they moved to insulting my wife. Okay, look. Fair's probably fair. My marriage and family. Okay. Point one. You shouldn't go after people's wives online. You just shouldn't do it. It's a pretty scummy thing to do. Kino Casino did not do that. They've never actually insulted his wife ever. Never. Not once. They've implied and outright stated, allegedly, that she's out there getting plowed by a different bull because Jeremy can't satisfy her. It's not an insult to her. It's an insult to you, Jeremy. It's implying that you can't satisfy your wife, so she's getting it elsewhere. Given the way you talk about swinging and your open marriage, and how she's cool with you talking about fucking other women, it's not a huge shocker to imagine maybe she has opened her side of it too. Because you better fucking believe if a fat fuck like Jer can allude to shagging other women, then a woman at the same age group who has kept herself nice and trim and isn't that bad looking can easily get herself some fucking dick if she wants it. All just standard sort of things that get said about people on the internet. But hey, you forgot this is the internet. No one, I can't think of a single instance where Kino Casino has overtly or deliberately or even accidentally insulted Mrs. Hambly. They've insulted your marriage, sure, but that's on you, okay? The success of your marriage is on both of you, but let's be honest, if we live in reality, it's mostly on the man. And that's even now in the world of modern marriages. It's really on the man to maintain the woman, to maintain the emotional state of the woman. You can pretend it's... You can go ahead and be woke about it if you want and act like it's a two-way street, but let's be fair, happy wife, happy life. There is no counter-statement for that about happy husbands. And family. I have no idea about the rest of Jeremy's family. I don't know anything about them. Never have heard about any of them or anyone at all. They state as fact that some of the most vile, untrue shit imaginable. They don't state as fact. They say allegedly. All in an attempt to get my attention. That's not true either. They've never wanted your attention, Jeremy. They are here to laugh at you and make money. Just like me. I'm here to laugh at you and make money. That's it. And entertain a nice audience of people that I like. And hopefully make some money, you know. And I made the internet's cardinal sin of getting emotional. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You know why you did? Because you were drunk as fuck. Out of your brains. It's a no-win situation. They make up insane shit like my friend of 10 years is having sex with my wife. Maybe he is. We don't know. Prove he's not. He's a bull. We saw all the posts. We saw everything from that Kiwi Farms page. We saw him in fucking Minnesota Hot Wives going, hey, I'm only 20 miles away. I could be there in like half an hour. We saw you saying on a live stream, hey, Adam Sellers, your friend of 10 years, bring your wife's big old boobs and get in my hot tub. We saw it. You said it live. You said, I want to see your wife's big old boobs. And you said it like with the child, like the way a 12-year-old would talk about tits. Big old boobs. You know? You said it, man. You did all of this. Everyone else is just reacting to stuff you've said, stuff you've written, stuff you've said on stream. That's all it fucking is, buddy. You made the bed. They make up insane shit. No. They watch this bit and this bit and this bit and go, that's weird. And it's funny, isn't it, how the only time you go fucking ballistic is when they start to talk about Adam Sellers. Almost as if everything else they said was, yeah, well, you know. But that, that struck a nerve, didn't it? That struck a nerve. And the internet noticed. And I just have to sit there and let it become law. It is law now, buddy. It's law. It's tough. History's written by the winners. Let it fill my comment sections and live stream chat, because if I address it, they'll just make something way more insane up. No, they don't sit around making up shit. You pump out idiotic statement after idiotic statement after idiotic statement after idiotic statement, and they and we react to it and go, that's a fucking batshit insane way to conduct yourself on the internet. I wonder if it's true. Free Hannah Claire. I have been way too open on the internet too, with one O. You illiterate prick. Most everything they are memeing on is shit I've openly shared, like shitting my pants at a Walmart. Jeremy, thou art a brain dead fuck. I just realized we're halfway up the limit. Thank you, guys. Let's get all the way. I want to show you guys some tits. Because I don't care. They're not my tits. They're not my wife's tits. Lol, and it's all fine. It's just the insane lies that I thought might end at some point. What? I thought you knew the internet. Sadly, they just keep ratcheting them up. Well, it's not really you. You see, the more people that dislike you online, the more people there are, the more random autists there are on the internet who will go out of their way to destroy you. It's unfortunate. And then Kino Casino, doing their job, looking for content to build an entertaining show about ripping lolcows to shreds, will go, whoa, buddy, look at this shit about quartering. We gotta talk about this. Then they'll make their 5 figures and they'll go to bed. This is the internet. This is the way it works. You did the same thing to Brie Larson. We've done the same thing. I've done the same thing to Brie Larson. I've done it to Rachel Zegler as well. Mark Ruffalo, Mark Hamill. So many others. I have a segment called Wanker of the Week. You're on it. You're the leader. And now that I responded poorly, more folks are getting involved in cementing this garbage as fact. Yeah, but is it garbage though, Jeremy? You're just telling us it's garbage. Why should we believe you? You've given us more than enough video evidence to suggest that you engage in the swinging lifestyle. You've given us more than enough evidence to suggest that you're just another, possibly worse, Nick Ricator. Well, even worse. That's a bit harsh. Let's be fair. There's drugs and guns involved with Ricator, so you know. But hey, we don't know what the fuck Quartering's on. He sometimes sits. We know he's on fucking SSRIs and Adderall and things like that. So, you know, maybe he's fucking grinding those tablets up and bumping them before the show. Maybe. I've definitely done some cringe stuff worth making fun of. Yes, you have. And I hope they make a lot of money doing it. But at the end of the day, there's room on the internet for all of us. Well, the thing is, Jeremy, a lot of us have decided that there is no room for you anymore. Unless you are willing to accept that you are no longer the king of anything, buddy. You're a lol cow. Now and forever. That's what you are. That's what you'll always be. This is the shitty part of it sometimes. Almost nothing said. By the way, this still doesn't sound like a fucking apology. Oh, wait, we're about to get there. This is the shitty part of it sometimes. Almost nothing said about me as being presented in good faith, but I just got to let it ride and not spurg out. So for that, I apologize. So you apologize for spurging out. Jeremy, no one's mad at you for spurging out. No one. We're really grateful for you spurging out. Because the things you need to apologize for are much deeper than that. They're things like acting like a complete country cow on the internet, ridiculing your own wife, visibly attempting to cheat on her, pretending to be a fucking Christian while doing all of those things. Clearly reveling in trying to get one over on your own audience. What about constantly begging like you're me, a guy who barely makes paycheck to paycheck, doing this, when you also claim to have 2 Cybertrucks, 3 airplanes, you built yourself a fucking RC track? Who the fuck is that interested in radio-controlled cars when they are 45 years old? Or 43? 43, I think. No, or is that Phil? I don't know. We're all about the same age. I just didn't start this until 2022. Should have started in 2018 when I thought I should. No, he was never the king of anything, but he thought he was. And for a little while, he was one of the most successful at doing this. But the reality is he didn't deserve it then, and he doesn't deserve it now. And basically, everybody knew that this guy is the slop factory, this guy is the grifter. When they started calling us grifters, I was annoyed. I was like, how dare they call us fucking grifters? Before I decided to lean into it, make a joke of it, and call my audience the Grift Force. Well, my memberships anyway. By the way, join the Grift Force. There's a lot of people here who do not have green names today. This will not stand. Yeah, look. I realized a long time ago that this guy was not the guy who was going to win any fucking culture wars. Not at all. He hasn't got the personality for it. He hasn't got a personality at all. He's a fucking bloated, drunken consumer. And if you watch this channel long enough, you're going to know I never use the C word. Because I hate that. I'm a customer. Comment sections have been wild and I made it worse. Please don't bother engaging with this stuff as everything is going to be fine, lol. Is it? Are you telling yourself that? I apologize for my part in making it worse for people that just want to watch the show, lol. So you're apologizing for blowing it up. You're apologizing to yourself. You're apologizing for the fact that this has gone public. And you're not the reason it's gone public. Well, you are, actually. But what you really need to apologize for is lying, cheating, grifting, begging, deceiving your own fucking audience for years, wasting people's fucking time on endless goddamn adverts for a coffee company that doesn't even make its own fucking coffee. It's white label garbage. pretending to be broke when you're actually wealthy, pretending to be wealthy when you might be broke, wasting people's fucking time. That's what you should be apologizing for. Wasting people's fucking time with nothing of any value for years. They will see this post as yet another epic win in their twisted fantasies. You see, you're just trying to gaslight people again. You have learned nothing. You're trying to lie your way out of it, because that's all you know how to do. I am human. Are you? You look bovine to me. And sorry to say, a pretty boring one. Oh, he's finally being honest. He's sorry he was caught red-handed being a straight-up grifting, lying, duplicitous, double-dealing, motherfucking, two-faced, backstabbing pig. Correct. He's not sorry for that. He's sorry. He's not sorry for doing it. He's sorry he was caught. That's it. Standard issue, childish behavior. The kind of shit that you have to fucking grow out of by the time you are in your mid-40s. And there's another thing too. He's having panic attacks. He's having panic attacks because he's got anxiety. And don't get me wrong, like, I understand some people have anxiety and they don't deserve it. To be fair, if I was this guy, I'd be fucking anxious too. Because he thought the gravy train would last forever. He thought the grift would never end. He thought he could just keep pumping out slop videos forever. And the algorithm would never change. People's habits would never change. Now he's trying to say the culture war is dead. Buddy, it's just that people are looking for filet mignon now. And you're offering rump roast. Now people want to see articulate, entertaining, intellectual, or at least interesting characters talking about the culture war. And we don't want to go, it's woke, it's woke, it's woke, it's woke. We're well past that, buddy. We're well into discussing the granularization of the fucking greater woke apocalypse. And the fact that it has, at least right now, been held back significantly. But just because Trump's in the White House doesn't mean that it's done. Doesn't mean it ain't coming for your children. Oh. That's why you don't care. Because you got nothing to care for. Your wife, I don't know. I don't know what she thinks of you. She probably loves you on some level, but it's probably more like Stockholm Syndrome at this point. I don't know. That's why I said probably, by the way. You got no children, Jeremy. You've never actually done anything with all that success. This is why I went nuts yesterday for 5 minutes. Because I've got kids. Hell, I could have used some of that money. Not that I want it. I want to earn it. You know? But if I had that kind of income, my God, I would have built a fucking dynasty that would have lasted by now. And that's not really the reason I hate you. It's just one of them. It's one that particularly rubs me the wrong way because I think to myself, man, my content is 1 billion times better than yours, Jeremy. That's a fact. At the end of the day, this guy grifted and gamed and scammed and lied and cheated. And now he's run out of luck. Now everybody's looking at him. Everybody's looking at every move he makes. And no one is more pissed off with him than, of course, our good friend, Brittany Venti. Now, there's a lot to get into with Brittany Venti's coverage. But I'm not going to do it because I don't have time, frankly. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. And we're going to look at a couple of specific things. Around about here.
Your attack.
Now, that's a nice looking lady. I can see why he said what he said.
So let's go through here.
Hurry up, love, come on.
And I think I was being pretty fair in my confrontation. And I said, you're trying to deplatform Kino Casino for laughing about your wife's pizza and sky bowls. But you openly lust after women. I just saw a disturbing clip of you saying you want to have babies with me. It makes zero sense.
To be fair, I totally get why my wife wants to have curly hair now. I'm gonna have to find a way for her to do that. It looks pretty fucking cool.
It just seems like you're anti-free speech now. And I did want to say more, but I also
Brian Howe donated
didn't want
$10.
to type too much.
Just the things he said about and to you was sexual harassment. I can.
Why has she got an Indian voice? Just the things he said to you about sexual harassment.
Only imagine the terrible things in his female employees.
Terrible.
DMs from him. He's a degen. You could leak all of my DMs with the e-girls I know and it'd just be get.
Well, can only speculate, right? Can only go off of what we have, which, like you said, from what you've
NPC
seen.
donated $5. When are you and Hannah Claire going to star in the Netflix special The Ham Files, Cucked and Abusing?
Good super chat.
Well, she called in sick today.
Maybe I could get some super chats. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know what's going on there. But, my thoughts on Hannah Claire. I don't have any real thoughts on her other than if she's for free speech or same thing with anyone really. Like, I don't know if they told him through DMs like, hey, like what you did was wrong, whatever. Maybe they did. But, the reason I said something about it is because I don't want to,
She has got to stop playing with her fucking hair. Sorry, it's driving me nuts.
We'll go through it. But he helped during the Eliza Blue stuff when Eliza Blue was...
Fractal Mage says, Lilith, I hardly understand anything you say, lol. Yes, Lilith is a special one. She's decided that she wants to talk like a 2-year-old all the time in people's chats as a gimmick, when actually she's a perfectly articulate human being. I'm always having to go about it, but she's not going to stop. So there you go.
Trying to use her foot in the door with Twitter and use staff power to help deplatform me because I called out some inconsistencies.
Yeah, the hair playing is distracting. It is, right? I can't stop looking at it. There's an unfortunate, but also slightly quite fortunate pause screen.
About her sex trafficking.
By the way, I like Brittany Venti. I've never seen her do anything that really annoyed me. I know she's pretty liberal with the N-word, and I think that's kind of funny considering her mum's black. So
story. And the quartering backed me up with that. And I appreciated that, right? But that doesn't mean, therefore, I'm going to let you have a pass at deplatforming Kino Casino. Especially when I like their show and I watch their show.
Absolutely.
And they were kind enough to, like, collaborate with me.
And collaborated with her on an iDubbbz video not that long ago.
It's nice to you. You have to subscribe to everything he does, and you have to, like, allow him to keep doing this stuff. And at some point, even if you're someone's friend, you have to go to them and be like, hey, this is how you're fucking up. Yeah. So anyway, I tweeted him. I said, you're trying...
Now, she very carefully did not let him DM her, because he tried to. He definitely DM'd her to try and drag this into a private setting, which is the standard issue practice of the guilty and the gaslighters. Liars. They go, can we take this somewhere private so I can explain it to you? No, I think we'll do it in public right here. So that everything you say can be seen by anyone who might want to call it out. I make her defend her wit, Lilith. Liff. Yes.
To platform him, and he replied, I never flagged anything.
Bullshit.
Interesting reply.
Okay, so we know for a fact that the bull definitely flagged something because he had to upload his driver's license to do it. That's how YouTube works. Next, Quartering must have flagged something, but he showed a video where an account where, you know how YouTube looks, we've all got it on our phones. He showed an account where the top right you can see the logo, right? And the logo is the beard that he stole, the beard logo that he stole from a barbershop, right? But he could change that logo on any account. He could have some 13th email account and just temporarily change the logo to that and then flick between that and another thing to prove that that account never flagged anything. It proves nothing.
He never flagged. I didn't say flagged. I said trying to deplatform. He was very specific.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is that they did get a thing that said they'd been flagged. Their video got taken down. The Kino Cathedral channel got attacked. And then, of course, there were the DMs, the Josh Moon DMs, where he was saying, send this to PPP, I'll stop threatening to deplatform them. I won't talk to the boss of Kick with my connections. I won't talk to the boss of Kick if they won't make fun of me anymore. Fuck you, Jeremy.
And you gotta watch people's words. Very interesting. I showed proof. And of course,
you showed proof of something. That's it.
You could have asked me, he misspelled there, so I guess he was drunk when he typed this too. He's an alcoholic, in my opinion. I think most people would agree with that. He's had a lot of blackout streams. And that tends to be, though it doesn't excuse, he does it when he's at least halfway sober as well. He makes these like gross comments toward like any woman ever, basically, that's attractive. And so he says, you could have asked me directly since we've known each other for years, but I guess that's one way to go about it. So I responded to him and I said, Jeremy, I saw everything. You said you were going to take them down and flex your connections in Josh Moon's DMs and to do so after your proof. He posted a screen recording of his like report page on one channel, which doesn't really prove anything. Like it proves you didn't do it on one channel, but quartering in particular has like 10, he has a lot.
That's a good point too. He doesn't even have to switch to another channel. Like he doesn't even have to switch the logo because he can just switch to another channel.
Channels
or just have anyone else do it.
A lot of subs, like 100k subs and so on, like the claw machine one, for example, that I showed. So in any case, he flexed and said he has connections to Kick CEO, all these things about how he was going to go out.
Yeah, that didn't get him very far, did it? You're trying to take down the most profitable show on the platform. For what? He even told the guy, we have 10,000 regular viewers. No, Jeremy, you have 10,000 regular bots. Kino Casino brings in $10,000 a stream.
After Andy and PPP and take them down and take everything from them. And I told him, I don't want to have DMs with you after what happened with Josh Moon recently. It's very dishonest. Because I saw that he was trying to manipulate and he makes you question, he tries to make you question your reality. You'll see something happen and then he'll deny that it happened, even if it's literally in writing.
True.
And I didn't want that to happen in my case because I know that, especially after the gross clip I saw of him, which we'll play in a second, but what he said, like, I'm not going to slide his DMs after seeing that. And then plus, I don't want him to twist my words. He already was willing to do that. And he was willing to do it here as well. He was willing to lie and twist words. So I said, I don't want to DM with you because you're just going to manipulate. And he said, I hope it was worth it. So he ends with this vague threat before blocking me. And I think he like deleted that tweet, but didn't delete the other one. But yeah, he ends with the vague threat. I hope this was worth it. That's really interesting and big and bad of you because I remember things a little bit differently. I remember you being in my comments under the Pearl video saying, Brittany, please never be mad at me ever. How much coffee do I have to send?
This is skeezy shit, man.
Adam, bring your wife's big titties so we can hang out in the hot tub. Literally on stream saying this.
There he is.
I've been doing this long enough to know better. I should have never implied anything about taking their channel down. That's not okay. I would say an implication is putting it lightly. It's okay. It's not okay. It's cringe. It's bad. It was me getting emotional. I guess it's harder to brush things off now that I'm in my mid-40s. What? Aren't you supposed to get more wise with time?
That's exactly what I said.
Time? Aren't you supposed to become more mature as time progresses?
Hey, I said it. Now you got the lady saying it. I think we can say fairly certainly you should probably be more wise and more emotionally stable by the time you're in your mid-40s. So yeah, you haven't got a leg to stand on there, Jeremy.
What's going on here? Oh, hey, Jessica. Just $5. Brittany, please never be mad at me. How many rosaries do I have to send you? Just one. Oh, yeah. So he says he's mentally regressed in his mid-40s, basically. Plain and simple. I got triggered when they moved on to insulting my wife, my marriage, and family. They state as fact some of the most vile, untrue shit imaginable, all in an attempt to get my attention, and I made the internet's cardinal sin of getting emotional. I mean, you make fun of emotional leftists all the time, but all right. It's a no-win situation. They make up insane shit. It's like the third time he said that. Like my friend of 10 years having sex with my wife. Okay, so they're not allowed to speculate that your friend of 10 years, who you magically didn't know was a bull swinger, right? You didn't know that somehow. Even though he mentions in a different clip that his friends are involved with that life.
True.
You know, not everyone has it locked up like me with tight rules like no buns and only sundresses.
That's the one where he's talking about building his fucking compound.
That's very interesting. Oh, here's the Ricada thing.
This week is going to be brutal.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about this. There's so much here, guys. I strongly recommend that once I'm done over here, you go and check out Brittany Venti's stream because there's a good 4.5 hours of takedown. And I really recommend it. I'm going to start wrapping this show up fairly soon because we're almost at 3 hours. And if we could hit the goal in the next 10 minutes, that would be amazing. We need about $50 though. But hey, maybe somebody kind out there wants to drop that or some memberships or something. It would mean everything to me if you've been entertained by this show. But anyway, whatever. This is when Ricada was undergoing his fucking crucible. Completely fucking justified and deserved crucible, by the way. Let's just have a look at it. This is him trying to explain how bad things are going to be for Nick Ricada.
That's very interesting.
I remember when this happened too. I was the guy going, well, let's not be too quick to judge. He might have just got himself involved in some shit and made a mistake and gone too far with it. And we hope he's okay. And we hope that there's, you know, a way out for him and like blah, 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 blah. I was nice. And then, you know, like a week later, I came back and I was like, fuck Nick Ricada. Because I found out his kid tested positive for cocaine. So, and given that I have some extensive experience with that particular substance myself, living back in the UK, one of the reasons I left is enough for me to tell you, you're a piece of fucking shit doing that in a house with children in it. Not ever. Ever. Don't ever do drugs in a house with children in it. Maybe weed. Don't ever bring fucking class A powders into a fucking house with children in it. And if you're going to, don't do them. If you're going to, don't also have a polycule orgy fest where you leave the stuff lying around everywhere that your kids have access to. And really, I shouldn't have to have said the last two there.
Interesting. Oh, here's the Ricada thing.
This week is going to be brutal.
It's a brilliant statement. It's a brilliant statement. When he goes, hello. When he goes, this is going to be brutal. Yeah, you better fucking believe it's going to be brutal. It's going to be very, very brutal, Jeremy.
For him. Like, he's going to get...
For you.
Like, yeah. I guarantee you there's already live streams going on.
Jen says even weed needs to be locked up. Yeah, I mean, this is like... not that long ago, my incredibly adventurous 20-month-old, 22-month-old, Jesus, found her way to climbing onto a chair, managed to move a table, she's very strong, it's crazy, and build herself a platform to go exploring in a basket on top of a very high unit. that she shouldn't have been able to reach. And I think she pulled out like a pack of paracetamol or something. And I shouldn't even be saying this because this is the kind of thing the court ring does. But the motherfucking instant I saw that, I was like, give me that! All right, no more putting pills there. Nuh-uh. We got ourselves a cabinet. Nah. No leaving things like that lying around ever. And it's only paracetamol, of course, but no. What if it was something else? Fuck. Jesus Christ. What if it was like, I don't know. I don't fucking know what we got in the house. What if it was like a laxative or something? Can you imagine if something had happened like that? Or an Imodium or something? God damn, man. No, you don't keep pills within reach of children. You don't keep drugs within reach of children. Of course, I grabbed... Well, Will is a good dad. I don't know. I think I could have been a better dad there. I was fucked off at myself that it even happened, you know. I'm the guy who covered all the plug sockets, you know, stuff like that. And when I ran out of covers, I duct taped them. I love my kids, you know. It has happened. They have chocolate laxatives, candy laxatives. Kids are stupid. Right, kids are stupid. I mean, I'm not saying they're stupid. My kids are actually very bright, way beyond what a lot of people expect. And especially here. People are baffled by my kids here when they see them because they're so bright and so strong because we feed them properly and we don't rely on powdered milks and things like that all the time. They get fucking good meat and vegetables in them. That's why I need the money to keep raising my kids. But no, anyway, the point is, the second I see something like that, I go ape shit. Like ape shit. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? What kind of house are we running here? You know, we can't have that. You know, and then there's these motherfuckers like Ricata. It's like, I'm just gonna allow my kid to get hold of my coke stash. I'd fucking beat him to death in Minecraft if I ever saw that.
You know,
I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't stand anything like that with children. It's something's changed in my brain since I had them kids. You know, I was always a fan of kids. You know, they always liked me. I'm Uncle Will, all that stuff. I'm the clown guy. Now I'm a dad. I'm like, it's much different. I'm not Uncle Will anymore, and I'm not a clown anymore either. I'm the disciplined guy. I'm the guy who's like, no, stop it, no. It's fucking kind of sad, really. But yeah, no, you do not let children have access to things like that. That's outrageous. You don't even like, you know, a bottle of fucking washing up liquid. Fuck that. She might drink it. You know what? You know, don't, no.
Thing.
This week is going to be brutal for him.
Yeah, this week's going to be brutal for you, Jeremy.
Like, he's going to get like, yeah. I guarantee you, there's already live streams going on.
Hi.
You know, I mean, the one guy who's like fucking his wife or whatever is doing live streams every day, like talking about it. And I'm like, you know, I'm not sure what that does to a guy, but
you're gonna find out.
Yeah, or I think they were just swinging. Mm-hmm. They were swingers, which again, like
just.
The weird thing, like when I was on.
Keyword just swinging.
Lilith says, I ate soaps as a kid. I did eat soaps as a kid. My mum told me, seems they look yummy. Yeah. I mean, there's a difference between like letting your kid get dirty, eat worms, things like that, and stuff like that. That's kind of like, I mean, I don't want my kid to eat worms, you know, but I don't like necessarily. If like the kid's chewing on a teething ring, drops it on the floor, I pick it up within 5 seconds and put it back on the table. That's me going, germs are good. They build your immune system. There's a high likelihood that she'll be fine. And they always have been. There's a difference between that and like, darling, have you seen my... I don't fucking know. Like, let's say my wife go, have you seen my birth control pills or something like that, you know? Oh, not that she's actually on the pill at the moment, but... Oh, yeah, I saw our kid using it as a rattle earlier on, you know? Fuck that. And fuck any parent who would let that happen.
It's no biggie, you know.
on them stream yesterday. I'm
marriage,
like, this
no
really
biggie.
isn't an own.
He's Christian, by the way.
Like, people are like, oh my.
Kids get things stuck up their nose. Yeah, my kid just recently discovered her nose. And I'm like, no, stop it. It's disgusting. We've all done it, but no. If you're gonna do that, do it somewhere private when you're older.
My God, looking at his stream, I'm like, yeah, he's getting a blowjob on stream. He wasn't jerking off, and this isn't really an own. People are like, yeah.
What? What?
On them stream.
Oh no, I've heard this before. This was on Kino a while ago.
Yesterday, I'm like, this really isn't an own.
He's Christian, by the way.
Like, people are like, oh my God, looking at his stream, I'm like, yeah, he's getting a blowjob on stream. He wasn't jerking off, and this isn't really an own.
See? Can you imagine if I had someone under here right now, right, sucking my cock, and it's not my wife? First of all, I wouldn't want my wife to be stuck under there, you know, that uncomfortable space, you know, doing that while I'm streaming. It seems like the kind of people who'd even want that are egomaniacal degenerates, to say the least. The fact that it's somebody else's wife, and by the way, no one's really sure if he was getting head under the table or if he was just fucking playing with it. It's most likely that he was getting some kind of special treat under the table. And that's a really, 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 really dumb thing to do on the internet when you call yourself a Christian. But Jeremy here is doubling down on that. He's saying that's not an own. What, caught red-handed cheating on your wife as the Mr. Nice Guy Christian lawyer guy? You are living in a fucking fantasy world, sir. That's outrageous. Of course it's a fucking own. He just broke his entire reputation in one move. That's brain dead.
People are like, yeah, like, but now he's gotten arrested, and I don't know how that.
So he got a blowjob from another woman that wasn't his wife. That's what he's talking about with the Ricada thing. Like, they had a whole, like, cuckold square going on, and their kids were, Ricada's kids were neglected, and CPS got involved, and then, like, the coke was found in the
neglected
system, and then he said, no, it wasn't. And then, like, it didn't seem like there was much really disproving that, like, supporting his claim. And it was a whole thing. It was really sad to see because...
Well, then they hid the body cam footage. The body cam footage was supposed to come out. But Ricada was able to leverage somehow. I can't remember exactly the details. I'm sorry, and I'm definitely not a lawyer. Though I have written legalese before. There was some loophole, or the footage went missing, or something happened that the footage was not released to the public, which it's supposed to be. But one of these days, that Ricada arrest footage will come out.
Nick Ricada had it all, and he just, like, threw it all away. And Quartering's defending that, and his kids not being washed for several days in the...
You can see why ring lights exist, by the way. Yeah, they weren't washed. They weren't properly fed. The elder kids were having to look after the little kids, but they were going to school, I think, in the same clothes, and they became like the stinky kids. And when your father is a millionaire law tuber, the creator of LawTube, some say, people ask questions as to why your kids look like this, why they... Like, look, right, if I'm going to take my kid to the supermarket, for example, I'm not going to dress... My wife will make her shower, put her in a nice frock, you know, all that jazz. Me, I'm like, PJs are fine. Come on, we're going, right? Not that I do that really at all because they're still too small. But, you know, I'll be like, whatever you're wearing's fine. It doesn't bother me. When they're a little older, I'll be like, you know, yeah, put on some decent clothes if you're covered in, like, stains and stuff. When they're not babies or toddlers anymore, you know. But that's like, you know, I'd like to call economic I don't want to be washing clothes 4 times a day, you know, and kids get fucking dirty. What I don't need either, though, is for this, where it gets to the point where my neighbors are going, why do those kids look so filthy all the time? Why are they always wearing the same exact clothes? Like, that's when you're done, right? That's when you as a parent are visibly publicly failing at the very basic hygiene that you're responsible for, which is basic care for a child. Their immune systems are still developing. They need exposure to germs, but they also need to be cleaned regularly. And if you're not doing that, people will notice.
Adults around them notice, which is how the case got started. And it's like, and you're...
It's because of Rickety that you follow Nate the lawyer. Nate, I don't know Nate. But I do follow Potentially Criminal and, of course, our good friend Legal Mindset, who appeared on SNH once, and I always follow him. He's great. I like that guy. Also, he's an expat like me. He lives in Thailand, not so far away.
Saying it's actually, it's hacking based that he got a blowjob from a woman that wasn't his wife.
You're in for a rude awakening when your cute daughters hit puberty. My niece is 12. And already you can't make jokes about her face or anything anymore. And she lives in my house. Like, she always lives here. We kind of sort of adopted her. Not that, you know, she has parents, but we brought her here because she could get a better deal in the school here, better education, and than the sort of up the mountain where the rest of them live. And she's a capable pair of hands to help out around the house and look after the kids when we need a nap. So that's what goes on here. And she's just doing the puberty game. And I'm like, oh my God, the shit she watches on YouTube. I'm like, here, watch something on my Plex. Here, I've got Boy Meets World. Watch that. And she's like, oh, they're pretty handsome. You know, I'm like, good. Watch that. That'll teach you some morals growing up, you know? And it's funny. But not quite a teen yet. But no, we're waiting for that. It won't really be me that has to deal with it. It'll be my wife. Because to be fair, they look like mother and daughter anyway. They've got basically the same face. And they're very close and always have been. So yeah, I don't think even her mom or dad will end up being the ones on the receiving end of her teenage rage. It'll be my wife. Bless them. Jen has gifted a membership. Thank you very much, darling. Appreciate you.
Help me create the future of the white race.
Thank you so much. Yes, we are at $55. The goal is 100. If anyone wants to help out or try to support the channel in that way, I would greatly appreciate it. But thank you so much, Jen, in the meantime, for gifting that membership. Thank you so much. Went over to Dragon Reborn 35. Shout out to them.
Meanwhile, this like dirty cuckold is how all that started.
Yeah.
He converted the day after Charlie Kirk died. Oh yeah, so I guess that's why you tweeted, I've been radicalized.
Oh God, yeah. Oh man. The quartering claimed to have become born-again Christian after Charlie Kirk. I don't believe that for a second. Lilith says, I do like her green eyes. Yeah, she's a pretty girl. Everyone gets on her because her eyes are quite far apart. I'm like, they're not that bad. They're fine. She's black, technically. Pressing X to doubt, yeah. I unfollowed a lot of people for exploiting Charlie's death, yeah. Well, I did a stream, a dedicated stream to it. I was fucking outraged. I was disgusted to all the limits of disgust that I have. And then we talked about it maybe twice more on streams, and then we just I just felt like it was getting bad taste, and we should just let things play out. All of the main things that are related to the story are going to happen where they're going to happen, and you don't need me to regurgitate it. So I said my piece, and we moved on. The quartering didn't. The quartering grifted off that shit for months. He still is. He still rails on Candace Owens all the time. And don't get me wrong, I've steered clear of that shit, but that's fucking insanity. And this whole sort of weird anti-Trump sect of people that's turning up with Tucker Carlson and Ben Shapiro and all those fucks, I hope they all eat each other. I don't care. I don't care about any of this shit as long as things get better, which they still are. So there you go.
Right. But anyway, so he says,
I also have no sympathy for Iran. Like, none at all. Okay? I've been hearing about this little asshole country for most of my adult life, and I'm fucking tired of it. So I genuinely don't care. Unlike Quartering, I have the balls to say I don't give a flying fuck what happens to Iran. Sorry. I hope the children survive with their nice parents and the citizens are free. But I don't give a flying fuck what happens to the various things like the regime and that. I don't care. Fuck them. The Quartering's too busy going, oh, I'm just joking about stuff like that. No. It's war, buddy. Do it.
oh, actually, I can't believe these people, you know, it's basically cheating. But then also, but when Ricada does it, it's actually based. When other people get blown by someone that isn't their significant other, it's actually suddenly based. I don't know how that works. I don't know about that. But,
there you go. But,
2021. Now, I don't remember, like...
All right, get to the next bit, Brett.
So I'm pretty sure that was the context for this. He was like, he let me know...
Oh, yeah, so the Quartering messaged her a while ago, 2021.
Jess is single. I have a hate crush on her. I'm sure...
So it's her friend, Jess. Apparently there was some situation where this Jess was messaged once by someone asking if Brittany was single, and someone said they had a hate crush on her. Quartering then said the same thing to Brittany about Jess.
Sure, you know that's a joke, but I'm compelled to say it. I think from thus far, from what we've seen, it's not been a joke. Yeah, and Jess is in chat right now. You can see she's the mod here. I was talking to her about it before the stream. And this is a while back, 2021, right? So...
Anyway, let's get to the main meat of it.
So,
then we begin to
let's play the... I'm really dreading this. I'm kind of dragging my feet because, like, I was so grossed out watching this. Like, I'm just now seeing it. I'm pretty sure I did not see this until last night.
Let me tell you this about Venti.
As much as the host do either.
I would give everything I had to have babies with that girl. Even though all my kids look like sharks, I'm in. So tell me about the other two types of...
Does your wife know? Does your wife know the Quartering we want to have with?
Oh yeah, I'm very, very open about it. She's cool with it.
Okay.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. Sorry, Rhoda. Yes. Iran doesn't exist. It is Persia. That's right. Justice for Persia. Fuck Iran.
That's a Christian marriage? That sounds like he's a good husband? I think he's guilty of being a pervert. Guilty. I'd say he's guilty. What do the jurors think, though? Let me know. That's why I said I didn't want his hand babies.
Well, I first heard about you when they had Brittany Venti.
You guys not seen this before? This is some of the stuff now we're getting into that I wanted to cover last night on Wanker of the Week. But unfortunately, we didn't get time for it. We went like 5 hours. And we didn't get there. It was too much, you know. But she conveniently has put together this lovely little digest for us. So thank you, Britt.
His hand babies.
Well, I first heard...
By the way, how cringe is that hat? If you don't roll coal, then you can kiss my gas. Oh yeah, renowned trucker and coal worker there, Jeremy Hambly. I swear to you, he is the right-wing Hassan Piker.
About you when they had...
I say he's guilty. What do the jurors think, though? Let me know. That's why I said...
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
if you've not seen this, by the way, I didn't really call attention to it before, but Venti does occasional videos where she does content court. Okay? So it's content court, basically. But it's content court. And she does this little gavel, and she refers to everyone as the jurors, and she brought in Kino Casino as witnesses against iDubbbz once. I'm looking forward to when she rolls one of these out for Quartering.
that sounds like he's a good husband.
No.
I think he's guilty of being a pervert. Guilty.
Yeah.
I say he's guilty. What do the jurors think, though? Let me know.
He's a fucking pervert.
That's why I said I didn't want his hand babies.
I don't think that's why you said you don't want his hand babies. I think there's a lot of other reasons you don't want his hand babies. Pervert definitely shoots up the rankings the second it becomes clear. But I think if you had no idea who this guy was, you'd still definitely not want his hand babies.
Well, I first heard about you when they had Brittany Venti on about 3 months ago. And the news was getting around that you'd been hit by a tranny.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to have sex with Brittany Venti, but yeah, a tranny did hit.
Why did he say that? Why did he say that? You see, by the way, I know people like this. I know a guy who has a very similar face to him, but less of a ridiculous beard. And he has that same kind of face on, like this. Like he's really pleased with himself all the time. Like, I can say whatever I want because I'm a millionaire. Fuck you, Jay. Fuck you.
About 3 months ago. And the news was getting around that you'd been hit by a tranny.
It's amazing how you can be such a fat, ugly fuck and still think that you have any right to have sex with anyone.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to have sex with Brittany Venti, but yeah, a tranny did hit me. Also.
Poor Brittany. Having to watch that.
Guilty? I agree. Guilty. He just says it outright. Like, really? Where's the wiggle room? Where's the wiggle room for that?
Poor Brit. Like, that, I genuinely, I feel kind of sorry for her. You know, she's certainly brought her share of shit down on herself over the years, but you know, oh, I definitely want to have sex with Brittany Venti. And she has to watch that and present it to you and react to it. That's cringe.
But we're supposed to believe he's a good Christian husband? But he continues...
I don't know what it's like to be a woman, you know? But I could kind of imagine, like, when they have to hear the locker room talk that we engage in, gentlemen, who we would, who we wouldn't, etc. And imagine it, like, you don't want them to have to hear it because, you know, that's part of the whole courtship, attraction, you know, game. You just... You know, you say, oh yeah, I'd definitely fuck Brittany Venti, but you're not going to say it in earshot of her, are you? Because, you know, let's say the opportunity were to present itself and you were free and single and able, you know, then you want to at least have her, you want to set it up, tailor the experience so that you can play the game, do the dance of seduction or whatever. But he's just out there, oh, I definitely want to have sex with Brittany Venti. And then she has to just listen to this because the dumbass has to say it in public because he has no fucking chill. He has no decorum. He has no elan. He has no style. He's got no fucking substance. He's not a gentleman at all. He's a pig.
To deny.
And even though I'm not a feminist, I'm certainly no fucking feminist. Fuck feminists. I still also think that there's ways that we should conduct ourselves that we used to that we call being a gentleman. And that's the way that we should conduct ourselves.
Everything and just get a gaslight and say, oh, everyone's just lying.
No, you're a pervert.
Everyone's just lying.
The reality is, ladies, we're all perverts, actually. We are. It's true. Every last stinking one of us. And 100% of men would bang about 90% of women. So... unless the situation doesn't call for it, you know? Unless something better gets in our way, like our ethics, our morals, or your ugliness, then yeah. It's on. In most cases. You don't need to hear this from us, though, and we know it. You don't want to hear it, and we know it. Jeremy doesn't know it. Which is why we don't like Jeremy. Because he's making us all look like shitheads. Not just the YouTubers. The men.
And look, you guys are like, well, you know, maybe he changed. He didn't. Pro tip, he didn't.
Pro tip, he didn't.
He has a long history of this. But I was looking through his tweets, This one's from...
If you actually watch the entire stream, it's just literally her building a case that Jeremy Hambly is a massive pervert, and no amount of apologizing will ever actually deal with the fact that he has just the longest and most public history of massive, massive acts of perversion. So
this year, in January, at the end of January, and it's Neil deGrasse Tyson. He says, what hat to wear today? And it's like a bunch of MAGA hats, right? And Jeremy...
Neil deGrasse Tyson is a total... He has got no balls at all.
Me replies, quote, I cheated on my wife. Is that an option? So he's coming at this guy for...
cheating on his wife, yeah.
I don't know if he did or not. I think he had some sort of controversy with like non-consent, something with a woman. I like very quickly Googled it. But in any case, he's coming at Neil deGrasse Tyson saying, oh, you cheated on your wife. Meanwhile, he's out here saying he wants to sleep with me, that he wants me to have his ham babies, his hammerhead shark.
Can't say that one on YT. Well, no, I can't. Well, I can. I did yesterday. But I choose very selectively when I will.
Shark babies, okay? But he's like, oh, what about you? Is that I cheated my wife? Is that an option?
Well, see, that's the other problem, isn't it? That's the other thing about Hambly, is the constant, unending, dizzying double standard of everything. He doesn't just fucking do all of these dirty, perverted things that are unbecoming of someone who claims to be a Christian. It's the fact that he also 100% throws the book at everybody who does anything that's outside of that paradigm, while also being a complete opposite, binary opposite, fucking degenerate piece of shit himself. In other words, he a virtue signaler.
From this year. And hold on. When did Charlie Kirk die?
Are you kidding me?
Charlie Kirk died September 10th, 2025. So this is after his conversion. This is after he says he's a Christian. And he's throwing stones.
Oh! He's also a hypocrite. That's in the song.
Meanwhile, he has his whole past.
Can we fill the limit, ladies and gentlemen? Does anybody have anything for the entertainer?
Of talking about how he wants to sleep with other women that are not his wife and have babies with me when he doesn't have babies with his own wife.
Yeah, that one pisses me off too. He's got himself, and we did it yesterday, of course. We had several glances at Mrs. Quartering. We did. And it's not my fault that she's on the internet. I didn't put her on there. And she a nice looking lady. There's very little wrong with her. Very little, actually. She's, you know, I can imagine if she had kids, someone would probably call her a MILF. Maybe even me. I don't know. She's all right. It's not like she's like a bombshell or something, but, you know, she's a nice looking lady, right? Girl next door type, all grown up, you know? This fucking son of a bitch. Like, okay, there's only one way out of this, and that's if she says publicly at this point that she didn't want to have children and means it. And if she does, no one will believe her. Because I've never met a woman who told me they didn't want to have kids who meant it. Not once, never, literally never. They all, at the end of the day, want to have kids. They just don't know it until they... Look, I know this sounds really bad, and maybe even consent crossing, and I don't mean it to, but what I'm saying is, I have friends who told me they'd never have kids. I have friends who told me at 20, 25, and 30 that they'd never have kids. And then they had kids. And they were the happiest they've ever been. I got a relative in my family who was more or less resigned to the idea that she'd never get to have kids at 35 or 33. And I and my wife decided that we were going to give her some stern talking tos about the kinds of men that she'd been seeing. And now she has a lovely baby with a nice man of moderate means, which in the Philippines means living like a king. So, you know, she's very happy, and I'm very happy for her, because she got what we all know. Women want to be mothers. It's hardwired into you. Women want to be mothers 10,000% more than men want to be fathers. And most men want to be fathers. You know? And at the end of the day, it's also the duty of every Christian marriage to produce children. Yes, that's one of the few things that they have in common with the Muslims. It's true. I got married in a Catholic country here, in a country that doesn't even have divorce. That's right, I was that sure. And even the priest man was going, so babies? I'm like, well, we already have one. He's like, more? I'm like, all right, yeah, let's do it. Sure, I'm game if she is. Might have wanted to wait a little while there though, you know, because 2 babies in 2 years is not a fucking joke. I feel infinitely sad for people who have fucking twins. Not sad, but you know. Look, the bottom line I'm trying to make here without going on too much of a tangent, though I do love you guys and your ability to get me onto these tangents, is that this nice lady looks like a traditional Christian lady who probably would have loved to have some kids. And this fat piece of shit is talking about putting babies in this lady instead of his lovely, beautiful wife, who's been with him for 20 years. What's the matter with you, you son of a bitch? I don't even know how old she is. I don't know. But I think it might be a little late. I think she's about 42. Same as Joe. Which is calling it very, very late. Very short. UAFO Mega has gifted 5 memberships for the Griff Force and the Princesses of the Fan.
Help me create the future of the white race.
Boom, baby! And just like that, we are at 70%. Thank you so much. Let's go.
I don't want your hammies, Jeremy. Stop DMing me. All the women are
That was a hell of a way to start.
in my DMs, and they think that you're creepy and you create slop. They're like, oh, the guy who...
Korean Cowboy says, I'm no Christian, and even I know if you break the most basic, bare-bone Christian vows and principles, you ain't Christian. Correct. Like I just said, I got married in a Catholic country. I don't like Catholicism at all, actually. I kind of revile it. It's my least favorite of all the Christianities. I was raised agnostic, basically, by my mom, who had interpreted her own relationship with God, and my dad, who was an atheist. Until later in life, when he became like me, I went through a big atheist phase as well. And God, I was such a shit back then. And now both of us are pretty much, well, he's dead now, bless his heart. But I'm agnostic again. I'm not. I don't want to belong to any organized sect of any kind of religion. I have my own relationship with the Almighty, whatever it may be, and that's fine. That's fine by me. What I do say though is that the basic Christian tenets of either less so Catholicism and more Protestant, but the basic teachings are the way to live your life, certainly. And that it's okay to roast the religions as well. All right, it's time for us to wrap up, guys.
I mean, just based on our
physical that we're not getting through more of this. I'll do it in another stream. There'll be plenty more quartering grifting. Why not? He's done it. Now it's his turn. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap this up. Rhoda's got a show coming up in 10 minutes. Have you created that show yet, Rhoda? We should discuss this in person. We should. Have you actually created the stream yet, Rhoda? Just let me know, because if you have, then I'll raid into it. And I'll be back in probably a few hours' time, playing some Crimson Desert, likely. You have? Good. All right. Well, then, we'll begin to wrap up. Shame we haven't hit the limit today. I really thought we might. But I do appreciate all of you guys anyway. And unless somebody wants to feel like just dropping $30 right now, just for, you know, being the fucking coolest person on the planet's sake, we're going to wrap up. And if somebody does, then we'll play some boobers. But there we go. In the meantime, I'm going to set this stream up to raid into Rhoda. It sounds gay, so I'm going to try not to phrase it that.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. This is sounding really gay.
You know, I do enjoy laughing at myself. Come on, where is it? Shitegeist is up next. You'll be taken there automatically, so just stick around. Zelosi has gifted 5 memberships. Holy shit, thank you very much. What the fuck? Thank you. Wait, well, that was a minute ago, yeah. Sorry. That was my chat updating. No, wait, you have just done that, haven't you? Yes, you have just done it right there. Yeah, I thought I was not going crazy. I knew I wasn't going crazy. I'm not crazy, you're
There's one thing you better know, and that is, I love all of y'all. Listen, can I explain something to you about being a daddy?
Don't try to frighten us with your devotion.
Daddy is the breadwinner. You dig what I'm saying? And if you don't win that bread, you just don't come around.
Ooh, $15 to go.
Help me create the future of the white race.
Can we get another 5? Or $15? For the fucking grift. For the grift force. For the princesses. For the boobers. With minutes to spare, can we do it? I don't know. Can we? We'll see. I'll give it 5 more minutes of this.
Or something. There were a lot of clips like that about Sydney Watson, his former co-host.
The quartering of Sydney Watson.
Oh god, the Sydney Watson thing, yeah. Maybe you guys don't know about this. Because, as I said, there are infinite fucking things about this fucking guy. Right? Sydney Watson. You maybe know her. She's got a channel. She's an Aussie. She's got a nice thing where she says, welcome to hell at the start of every video. She's a bit cutesy, but she's a feminist. But she's a right-wing feminist? Kind of. I don't know what she is, to be honest, but I like her content, mostly. Yeah. Jeremy paid $250,000 for her and him to start The Publica. You may remember The Publica, a news website. It lasted about a year and disappeared. And there are infinite clips of Quartering being a total lech towards Sydney Watson, to the point where she ran away. Of course. Of course she did. The Publica failed, and he blames her for all of it, which we'll see in just a second. Meanwhile, Jen has gifted a membership.
Help me create the future of the white race.
Oh, buddy, we are $12 from the goal. Urgh! Can we get there? Can we get there? Watch this clip. Watch the fucking Quartering spurg about a woman that he creeped on.
Not cool no more. No, 100% not cool, Sydney Watson. She talked massive amounts of shit about me in these feminist DM groups. And one day I'll expose it all. One day I'll share, because all of her woman friends.
I guess he was being female. That was female coded of him once again. Right? I don't know why it's lagging. But soured simp, yeah. That pie over there, $5 super chat. This is how you know Ethan Klein was right about Kino Casino being your favorite streamer's favorite streamer. Everyone came to beat Poopy Pants. Well, it's like, are you gonna stand by what he's doing? Because logically, I don't see, like, it's like you just give a pass for everything. You can't. Oracle 808, $2 super chat. Thank you. Everyone knows when you dig a hole, the best thing to do is to dig deeper. Sound strategy, Jeremy. Keep on digging digging your own grave. Thank you, Ride the Guy.
He claims here like he's some victim of being slandered. But I've seen the clips. I don't have time to look for them and show them to you in what remains of this stream. But I have seen the clips of him totally fucking creeping on Sydney Watson in a live stream. Much the same as he tried with Mel Mac. And it's creepy as fuck. Anyway, there we go. I guess we're going to end on 85%. Fuck. 88%. Fuck. Stephen Bromby says, oh, for fuck's sake, YouTube, why are you being a dick and not letting me super chat? I don't know. What are you trying to say? That is dodgy. Why would it do that? Why does YouTube sometimes... Why does YouTube prevent super chat? Legal or regional restrictions? Policy guidelines? Channel level restrictions? None of them. None of them should fucking affect that. I don't understand it. I get this all the time. People say they can't super chat. I don't know what they're trying... What are you trying to say, man? You trying to drop N-bombs and F-bombs or something? I don't know. Try memberships instead, I guess. And just say whatever you want. I'll read it. But, guys, thank you so much for being part of this stream. It's been a blast. I've had a great time. That's what PPP said. What's what PPP said? I don't know what PPP said. But whatever it was, it must have been wise, sage, and probably a little manic, too. All right, one last thing. We'll watch my favorite. Where is the... Cut. Yeah. We'll watch this. It's 3. Hey! Stephen has gifted one more for the Griff Force and the princesses. Thank you so much, buddy. We are $9 from the goal.
Help me create the future of the white race.
$9 to go. $9 to go. Fuck. Can we get there? Can we get there? Let's watch this. I love this. This is so funny. And prophetic too. Lazy Shell put this out like a month ago. 3 weeks ago. God damn, time flies. And we are here. And it is prophetic as fuck now. By the way, just wonderful animation. Ren and Stimpy as fuck.
The left is attacking my...
Your super chat was a call to try and get Hannah Claire and Hamburger's Mrs. Free from his evil grasp. Oh, well. Hey, I'm pretty sure PPP just DM'd Hannah Claire not that long ago and warned her that she's complicit in a cardinal sin on YouTube now. Melanie Mac, it's too late. Melanie Mac already co-signed shitting on the casino and trying to deplatform them. I can't remember what the fucking situation was. But I know he reached out to her, basically made it clear. To Hannah Claire anyway. But yeah, Melanie Mac, she said something that basically someone challenged the quartering and Melanie Mac chimed in and basically defended him. Which is fine. I know she knows where her bread is buttered. She makes a lot of money on that fucking show. She makes like $2,000 a week working for the quartering. Somehow. I swear to God, we're only waiting now. We're just waiting for quartering brand sex trafficking to show up. You know, in Minecraft. Anyway, I want to see if I can grift for $9 while we watch this. Pathetic.
The left is attacking my bowel movements. My toilet is under attack from the woke left.
Definitely tired
He's tired.
He's sleepy.
Oh, he's done it! UAF Omega's done it! The legend has dropped 5 memberships. What a fucking king! Look at you! Just like Zalosi before you and Bromby as well. Thank you guys. We did it! We fucking did it! Yeah, we did it! Let's go! Yeah! Thank you! Damn! That was fast! That was fucking fast. Well done. Damn, that was good. What do you want? What do you guys want? Street Fighter, Melia, Metal Gear? You let me know.
Ever notice how dark and sunken in my eyes are?
We've noticed how dark the...
That is the best PPPR I've ever seen. That is amazing. Like, actually amazing. Like, I literally went into ye olde grok and managed to fashion myself a PPP that I'm quite proud of, right? I'm not going to say enough, but I managed to get this picture, right? Which I got from taking a shot of the show and having the AI up-res it to significantly higher quality. Then I managed to turn that into this. And then I managed to turn that into this. And I'm very happy with my PPP. But fuck, man, this is the best. The best. Amelia, alrighty.
The bags under your eyes are, buddy. I only talk about it every day. He's Raccoon Man.
Little tired today. It was a long
He's
night.
always tired.
What are you fresh?
Oh man, look at him though. He is tired.
I'm gonna take a nap.
Take a day off.
Look at his eyes. They're just bloodshot. Look at his left eye. It's completely bloodshot.
I'm tired, boss.
What are you guys going up to? What are you guys going up to?
Fail.
What are
Here
you,
we go. This is the origin, by the way. The origin of the "How was your weekend" meme.
what are you guys going up to? What are you guys going up to?
Fail.
What are you guys up to this weekend?
Whoa! There we go!
The best thing about this is the fact that he's managed to capture the essence of the show in animation, even though the show is nothing like this. It's just two guys watching stuff like I'm watching it and reacting to it. But the energy they bring, the cartoon matches
Up to? What are you guys going up to?
Fail.
What are you guys up to this weekend?
Whoa! There we go! Whoa! Buddy!
Distraction alert.
He has a problem with words.
No, I'm sorry, I was wrong. This is the best.
His brain doesn't work so good.
He's not focused.
He's trying to be an actual entertainer.
You know you are making it. When you are someone that can be caricatured easily.
With these problems.
Oh, shit.
He's mushmouth.
Shit. Poor Warski sometimes.
He looks like my UPS delivery guy. Not the first person to say that.
Yep.
It seems to be a universal recognition that he looks like a fucking UPS driver.
Well, now I'm just going to upload all the terrible ones so you guys can watch me suffer. Or suffer, as some people like to say.
Oh, he's rolled up.
Brilliant. All right. You guys can watch the rest of this at your leisure. I feel bad for stepping on Rhoda's toes. So we're going to go over there and we're going to watch Rhoda's show. It's going to be good, no doubt. It's much better than people give it credit for, or the view account gives it credit for. I know all of you know how good it is. So there we go. And a lot of you are probably on it too. So I'll be watching you guys in a little while I play some Crimson Desert. So yeah, have a good one, guys. And thank you so much for being here and so much for hitting that fucking goal. It makes such a difference to me. So thank you indeed. I was going to play the Quarter Cuck song to play us out, but in the interest of speed, whoops, let's get that off the fucking screen. In the interest of speed, I'm going to play us out with Amelia. You know the usual spiel. You know where you can find me. You know where you can subscribe. Fuck Nintendo, fuck Disney, fuck all that other noise and all that other jazz. By the way, fucking out of nowhere, just randomly, suddenly, boom, just dropping in like a fucking para with $4.99. It's Pre-Dawn Corpse, another fucking casino affiliate like myself. Constantly brought up there, constantly dropping their fucking subs as well. Good lad. He ate all the sushi at the sushi restaurant. He's always drunk. Suffer, J-Bear. Yeah, buddy, you know it. Fuck yeah. Thank you for $5. By the way, legend. Love your shit. Keep going.
Thank you for $5.
Yes! Beautiful. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, man. That's a big one. Thank you. All right, we're going to go. We're going to play some Amelia Tits, and we're going to go. I'm going to raid into Rhoda's stream. You guys have a fucking good time. If you missed the show, go back and watch it if you want to. It's all just fucking roasting Jer for 2 hours and 44 minutes after an hour of talking about video games and such. Is it becoming a drama channel? It might be. I don't know. I don't want it to. It needs to be what it was, but there's got to be room for drama, baby. We got to... Yeah. Anyway, there you go, guys. Thank you so much to... Quickly. St. Hugo, James OP, Zelosi, Rhoda. Rhoda again, Jen, thank you. And of course, UAF Omega, and Zelosi again, Jen again, Steve Bromley again, UAF Omega again, and Pre-Dawn Corpse. Thank you all. Really, thank you. And I will catch you guys on the next one. For now, enjoy watching our girl Amelia dance like a little slut. See you next time.
You're the one who never backs down, baby, testing every wire. Slipping past the checkpoint, setting all their alarms on fire. I'm laughing at the globalists, their clipboards and their fake control. Thinking they can manage me, watch their empire lose its soul. Push our luck, make the deep stay scream and break. I'm dripping for the chaos, lover, feel the whole world shake. They thought they could file me away, keep this fire contained. Poor managerial clowns, now watch us burn unchained. Governments crumbling, sparks ignite the night. International shadows fade from sight. When the towers crash to ashes, power under attack. We're fucking in the ruins we claim. Take it back. Hey, 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 hey. Ooh, hey, hey, fucking in the ruins we claim. Hey, 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 hey. Ooh. You daring every black rock, flipping off the drone-filled sky. I'm soaked just watching you defy. No fear, just you and I. All I wanted was to be a mother and a wife. They don't want men to rise, so we fight for that.